Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What's up with the family?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom. Shalom.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, we live once again. Of course, you know, we're going over this Melchizedek series. So we went over the cosmic conflict. That's not on the board no more. I erased that off. Today, we're going to talk about Abraham's star seeds, Melchizedek series. Abraham star seeds. We're going to wait till y'all start climbing in the room. Shalom, shalom. How you say your name? Adrian. Adrian. Shalom, shalom. Josh Collins. Shalom, shalom. I ain't gonna even try to say that one. KJ Rogers, shalom, shalom. Conice Ortiz, shalom family.
Yeah, God.
We're gonna wait till y'all start pouring in. So basically today is, you know, we talk about the cosmic conflict was first. Now we got Abraham star seeds, that's second. Then we got cosmic secrets, that's third. And all this is tying back into Melchizedek, Malak Zadok, showing the order that we have and showing that our order has started before the world and the foundations was even created. So I'm going on record right now to say that we are Abraham's star seeds. And what I mean by star seeds, I mean that we come from the galaxy. We come from the beginning of time, and we're going through a trial right now to get back to which we came. We're going to go through the scriptures, and we're going to go through the science plus the scriptures to prove it. We're going to go through the Hebrew. We're going to get on the board. And yeah, order. What up, Push? Shalom.
Order. Hebrew.
So look, the thing with this though, we got so many scriptures to go through. I'm going to break this off in a part lesson 1 and a part lesson 2 as well. So again, look on the board. It says Abraham star seeds, Melchizedek series. I'm saying that we are star seeds of Abraham. We're gonna break down what a star is, what it's consistent of, what it's made of. And we're gonna see is you a star. And we be hearing this all the time. When you shining, they say, let your light shine. They call famous people stars. And then you heard that we are created and made out of star dust. The earth is made out of stars. So, like, once you really get into the science, man, it's going to be without a shadow of a doubt that we are star seeds and we are from the galaxy. And we just, like I always say, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So I want to get this started in 1 Peter.
We about to see some wet foreheads.
I want to get this started in 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 2, 1 through 9. What's up, family? Kiara Martin, shalom, shalom. Kemp Thought, shalom. Kylie or Kaylee, shalom, shalom. Puerto Rico, what up, Hebrew? J.A. Judah, shalom.
Yo.
All right, we're going to start this off in 1 Peter. Abraham star seeds, sons of light. We're going to show what a real son of light is. We're going to break it down. We're going to break down the spiritual aspect, the physical aspect, and the scientific aspect. And, of course, the metaphysics parts to it. So it's called Abraham Star Seeds, Sons of Light, Melchizedek series. Let's get to it. We're going to start this off in 1 Peter chapter 2, start at verse 1. You can start from you, man. AZ, young AZ.
Yeah.
What's up, mama? Mother of 7 sons. Shalom, shalom. How you doing, mama?
Shalom. Shalom Lakam.
Type in y'all nines once y'all get there, we'll get it started. Bro Corey, shalom, shalom. We waiting on y'all. Where them nines at? Can y'all hear us? Let me check. Make sure we can. Check too.
Yeah, they 9 on us.
Okay, there you go. Just got a little delay today. Show be good. Yo. Testing. All right, we good. All right, let's get it done. All right, Abraham star seeds, sons of light. We in 1 Peter chapter 2. We're gonna read 1 through 9.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings. Verse 2. As newborn babes.
That's what?
As newborn babes.
So what we're gonna realize when we get into this this lesson, deep within this lesson, we're gonna see constant resurrection of the mind, not a reincarnation of the mind, but a rebirthing process.
Right.
How we came from the stars to get here, and came out of our mothers to get here, and then came out of darkness to get here, and then came out of evil ways to get to a righteous path. But what we're gonna see is a constant rebirthing process. I ain't saying my soul came back 100,000 times or none of that. I never said resurrection. I'm saying rebirthing, and you're gonna see this as we
never said reincarnation.
I mean, I never said reincarnation. I'm talking about rebirthing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A renewal of mind. Where we come from to where we at now, and then on the spiritual level, where we came from and to where we at now. So that's what we talking about. Come on.
Desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Come on.
If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
Ooh. Come on.
Verse 4. To whom cometh as unto a living stone.
Unto what?
Unto a living stone.
Come on.
Disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of God.
You see that? But chosen of who?
Chosen of Yahweh.
So this is chosen by Yahweh. This is chosen by Yod Hey Wahe. Come on.
And precious.
So he says precious. So what he's getting into this Melchizedek order, and the high priest that's called after this order, and the lively priest that's called after this order. And we confessing here on out of our tongues now, we are the lively priest that's following after the high priest, which is after the order of Melchizedek. This is the whole point of this series, getting into this galactic council and this galactic order that we should be following after. And we saying that this order come from the heavens, and if this order come from the heaven, we must come from the heavens, and we finna prove that today. Come on.
Verse 5. Ye also as lively stones.
As what?
As lively stones.
See that? We are lively stones. They didn't call us dead stones. We're lively stones. Meaning it's something living in us. It's something precious in us. It's something peculiar in us. It's something particular in us. And we're gonna start breaking down what's inside of us and what breaks and what makes up man. And it's mind-blowing what makes us up. And then we're gonna match it to the cosmos, and you're gonna see that Israelites is the only people that have this genetic makeup, whether it be chemicals, whether it be spiritual, or whether it be just physical matter. Nothing is made like us. And this is why we are the Abraham star seeds. Nothing is made like us. Our chemical makeup is different. The way we smell is different. The way we talk, walk is different. The way we look different. We have something called carbon 18 in us that don't nobody have. Now, everybody have carbon in them, but it's carbon 6. We have something called carbon 18. And then if you actually do 1 + 8 = 9. So we're going to start getting back into these numbers, and it all links back to the Messiah, which is the truth, to show that we are literally strangers and pilgrims on this earth. Come on.
Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house.
See that? We built up a spiritual house, a spiritual body. Come on.
A holy priesthood to offer up.
You see that? A holy priesthood. Come on.
To offer up spiritual sacrifice.
I need you to look up that word holy priesthood in this particular verse right here. Come on.
Acceptable to Yahweh by Yeshua HaMashiach.
Come on.
Verse 6. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture. Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone.
Isaiah 28. Come on.
Elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Come on.
Unto you, therefore, which believe, he is precious. But unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builder disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner.
You see that? So this same stone that everybody's not believing in, this same stone that everybody's turning their back on, this same order that everybody is failing to keep walking after this righteous order. It says this same stone that has set this order, it says the builders allowed. But notice this stone is what you need to keep this spiritual house standing. And we are part of that stone, and we're made of the same chemical makeups as that stone, and we come from the same source as this stone. Come on.
Verse 8. And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient.
So it says this same stone that you disallow, this same stone that you rejecting is going to be the same stone that you overlooked and you tripped and bust your head off of. That same stone that you counted as not, that same stone that don't exist, it do exist. You just looking over it. You looking under it. You don't even see where it's at. You trip over it and bust your head off. Come on.
Whereunto also they were appointed
Now I need you to look up priesthood.
Okay, right.
All right, now check this out, y'all. Let's get into verse 9. This is where I needed to get to right here to start this lesson off with. Let's read this slow. Now look, when we start reading these scriptures, make sure y'all be reading slow and breaking down all of these words, and you start seeing the definitions of certain things. You be like, oh my God, I've been reading this wrong the whole time. Come on.
Yeah, this right here is G2406 priesthood. It comes from the word that says he ra tu ye ma.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neutral noun, and it says the office of a priest.
You see that? The office of a priest. Now, check this out. What is your office now? Because there is no physical temple, right? So your office have to be in here now. Have to be in your mind. Because there is no physical temple that the priest can go in and worship in. So this is getting into the body. Come on.
The order or body of priests.
You see that? The order or body of priests. Notice, so a priesthood or priest is directly coincide with what? Order. You can't even say priest without saying order. That's what a Kohen is. It's somebody that's after a righteous order. Or you can be a priest of Beelzebub. The such thing of those two. They after a chaos and wicked order. But it means order though. And notice it says the office of the priest. So order is a mindset. Come on.
Then it says Strong's definition. It says the priestly fraternity.
The priestly fraternity, meaning the brotherhood. The brotherhood, which is consisted of love and principles that Negroes know nothing about, obviously. Come on.
And then it says a sacerdotal order or a priesthood.
So look, can a woman be a priest? No, a woman can't be a priest, but she can be after the order. She can be after the order, and she can help her man keep the priestly order. But can she be an actual priest?
Nah.
No, she can't. But she can help with the order though. Yes, she can. And that's by doing whatever her priest needs to be done. That's by staying in subjection to her priest or to her husband. That's why basically being his peace when the priest come from up out of the world and he get there. Because like priests, we spend most of our time dedicated towards his word. Dedicated, and we got out here in the scripture. So anything else that's outside, y'all need to be attacking it for us. But we can be focused. Because we got to feed the flock. So can she be a priest? No. But do she have a lot to do with what the priest is doing? Of course. Especially if she's being his peace.
Yeah, to be a priest, you gotta perform priestly duties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta perform priestly duties such as sacrifices, offerings. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be heavy into like the mysteries. Because when you dealing with the priest, say you was in the sanctuary back then when the temple was standing, every Israelite wasn't up in there. You feel me? So, and then the priest didn't have a possession. So when the Most High say, "That's my possession. You're my possession." So they were seeing things in an all golden temple with cherubims everywhere and pomegranates everywhere and lilies everywhere and 10 menorahs with 7 lights apiece. You feel me? 70 lights lit up in there, and you got the Holy of Holies with incense burning and. Yeah, they were seeing things the average Israelite couldn't see.
Yeah.
And they had a course that they had to run for at least a good 6 months before they went back to the crib and, you know what I'm saying, did due benevolence and all that. But while they was there, they was totally about the Most High's work. It didn't matter if this brother was barbecuing. If my course was on running, hey, I can't get with you, brother.
I can't even go.
I'm right here dedicated. I'm in the sanctuary, the temple of the Most High. You feel me? Melchizedek priesthood, the brothers that acknowledge that they're priests or whatever, they spend a lot of their time meditating, praying. You feel me? Praying for more understanding that the Most High drop heavenly jewels on you and everything. So to be a priest is not something. Don't think of a Catholic priest.
It ain't that at all.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about who the Most High directly deal with, and it's obvious. You feel me? Because the spirit that he gives them, it manifests in everyday life. It just is what it is. Some of y'all got into what we did the other day about invoking the presence and name of the Most High. Feel me? Everybody been hitting up like powerful. I didn't know that, but had we never been on that and had never decided to bring that out, then you feel me? You wouldn't know. Okay, these are actual priests. These are Melchizedek priests, actually.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because we doing things that your average Israelite just don't do. You feel me? And they ain't knocking nobody. It's just the truth. You feel me?
So, and that's even on a brotherhood level. And if we get into that First Corinthians, we see that the man is in control and rules over the woman. So it's certain things that a woman can't even do that a godly man is not even a priest can do. So the question again, can a woman be a priest? No, she can't. But can she? But can she help out and help him with his priestly order, so he can have more time to actually sacrifice for his God? Yes, she can.
Of course, be his peace.
And that's if you be in his peace and if you into subjection into your man. So
Good.
yeah, being a virtuous woman, that's how you help your priest out.
Yeah, this is not a caveman doctrine we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like women embrace the role that they were created to be. You feel me? Love being that helpmeet and that support for your priest.
Yeah.
Love it. Like, you know, get creative with it or something, man. Like, do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do something. Get creative.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like right now, my daughter's upstairs making jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do something. Just be creative, man. Your daughter's in Zion.
That's right.
All praise.
All right, let's get back. You done with that definition?
Yeah, that was it with the definition.
All right, so look, so we see what priesthood means. Priesthood means order, and it means brotherhood, right? After the order of Melchizedek. So we have order in Melchizedek, and it's a brotherhood in a Messiah. All right, come on. We at verse 9, y'all. Now, this is where I needed to get to. We in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
But ye are a chosen generation.
See? But we are a chosen generation. A chosen generation. You look up the word chosen, it tell you it's special. Elect. You look up the word generation, it straight tell you offspring, right? Come on.
A royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood. So not only is we a brotherhood, and not only is we uphold a order, but this is a royal order. Let's look up the word royal.
Yes.
The word royal. Look, and start writing these definitions down, because once you put everything together, you be like, oh my God, we are not from Earth. We straight from the cosmos, family.
Royal. G934NA. Nah. Call it nah. All right. Strong's definition. It says kingly.
Kingly. See that?
Kingly.
So a royal priesthood. We a kingly priesthood. And guess who was our king? The Messiah.
That's right.
See that? And ain't we gonna be kings and queens of earth? What does Israelite mean? Prince of the power. Right. So you starting to see what's going on here. We are way, way, way more in stature than what everybody make us out to be. And I'm talking about on a physical level, on a chemical makeup level, on a metaphysical level, on an intellectual level. Like once you start talking about these priests and breaking down what a priest really is and where he come from, you'll be like, how the hell is the princes of this earth and the princes of the heavens are getting treated like pieces of shit?
Cleaning toilets.
Women disrespectful, get talked about, slandered. And you like, these are priests here. They don't even come from here. We're literally Abraham's star seeds coming down here to shed light upon the world. And it really lets you know when you get into that story of David and Saul, why David didn't kill Saul. Because he understood that. You're like, I'm not finna kill a priest. I'm not finna kill a king. Most High's anointed.
That's right.
I'm not even finna do that. Because he understood what it was. See what I'm saying? Come on, King.
All praise.
All praise.
Bless you, Sister Tanisha.
May the Most High bless you in the works of your hands, she bro. All praise. Come on with it.
A royal priesthood. A holy nation.
A holy nation, a set apart people. That's what holy nation means.
That's right.
So we're a kingly order. We're after a kingly order, and we are set apart people. Come on.
A peculiar people.
A peculiar people, a special nation. Come on.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness unto his marvelous light.
You see that? Unto his marvelous light. So we came out of the darkness into his marvelous light. So once you start linking this up with the metaphysical aspect and the astrophysics aspect, it is mind-blowing. Let's keep going.
I thought you want to stop at 10.
No,
I mean, 9.
Go and read 10.
Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yah, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
All right, we can stop that right there. So you see that we are special people, we're peculiar people, we are orderly, kingly order after the order of Melchizedek, and we are lively priests in stone. So look, the thing is, where do we come from? And we know who we get our orders from, but what is our origin? And I'm not talking about the origin of our body. You're not your body. I keep telling y'all that in every lesson I teach. So we are not our bodies, and this is nothing but a vehicle. What is your origin? Where do you come from? So I want to go through a few scriptures and lay the groundwork on that. Then we'll actually get into the lesson. So I want to start it off in Ephesians 1 and 4. And you pull Jeremiah 1 and 5.
Most I bless you,
Mikael Ben Ban Yisrael. Most I bless the works of your hands, man. Much appreciated. All praises.
Ephesians 1 and 4.
Ephesians 1 and 4. 1 through 4.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 1.
Hey, gonna type your announcements once y'all get there. Look, we laying down the groundwork, and then we gonna get into the lesson. But I have to show y'all that look, these priests, Israel is not from earth. Now our vehicles are, but we're not. And that's the truth, and it's factual. And we're gonna get into scripture, and we're gonna get into the science behind this, y'all. We're gonna get into the science behind this, and we're gonna go through some Hebrew, and it is mind-blowing. But first, we need to lay down scriptures in the groundwork because this is the source, and then we can back it up with the science.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. The book of Ephesians, chapter 1.
Yeah, the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 4.
Y'all, everybody good?
Yep, they got the 9.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 1. Paul, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, by the will of Yahweh.
Who? By the what?
By the will of Yahweh.
And we all should be after the will and fulfilling the will of the Messiah. That's what will is. To be the will, Hawa, what we was talking about the other day. Everybody should be trying to fulfill the will of Yah. Because by fulfilling the will of Yah, you fulfilling your purpose. Come on.
To the faithful, to the saints which are at Ephesus, and to the faithful in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Come on.
Grace be to you and peace from Elohim our Father and from the Master Hamashiach Yahushua.
That's right.
Blessed be Yahweh and the Father of our Master Hamashiach Yahushua, who has blessed us with all spiritual blessings.
Who blessed us with what?
All spiritual blessings.
And you can't give spiritual blessings to a non-spiritual people, right? They don't go together. They're not hand in hand. You give spiritual gifts to a spiritual people. Come on.
In heavenly places.
In what?
In heavenly places.
In heavenly places. Come on.
In the Messiah.
Whew.
According as he have chosen us.
He have what?
Chosen us.
Now we just read in that 2 Peter's chapter 2, and that 1 Peter's chapter 2, that we are a chosen nation, a chosen royal priesthood after the order of Melchizedek. We are lively stones, and we are part of the cornerstone, which is a Mashiach. So we see that chosen. We reading it again. So he have chosen us when?
As he have chosen us in him before.
Meaning firstly, y'all. Before what?
The foundation of the world.
Before the foundation of the world. So we was chosen in the Messiah before the foundation of the world. My question is, how can you choose something that's not already here? How can you pick and select something that don't even exist? That's my question. How can you pick and choose and select something that don't exist? And he's talking about us. Answer anybody? Come on.
That we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
You see that?
Having predestinated us.
Having what?
Predestinated us.
Predestinated us. We've been here since the beginning, y'all. Now look, when you go back to that Genesis, which we gonna go back to, all right? The Most High is made up of 3 components, just like you made up of 3 components, right? Now, one thing that he did, he breathed into us the breath of life. This breath of life been here since the beginning. If you look up the word breath of life, it is talking about ruach and spirit. You can actually break down spirit down to solids and liquids and gases, right? When you get into these liquids and these gases, it goes back to this periodic table. Like we can literally trace our steps from the heavens to earth and back to where we going. Not only with the scripture, but through the Hebrew and through science. Why we want to be so earthly? You're not even from earth. Well, we got too many scriptures to go over that y'all gonna have to answer if we are. You done with that, King? Now let's look up this word predestined.
In verse 5, it says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua the Messiah to himself.
To what?
To himself. According to the good pleasure of his will.
Ooh, to the good pleasure of his will. So look, I got a question. This whole time I just want to throw out a question, right?
Oof.
All right, so look, where do sperm come from? Where do sperm come from? How does the body make up sperm? And how do sperm turn into a soul? Answer this question for me. If y'all got the answer, I'm listening. How do sperm turn into a living soul in a living heartbeat with blood, with a nervous system? How can I shoot that inside of my woman and a whole soul with flesh comes from that?
Ooh.
What is happening here?
Hey, look at this predestination, right?
Yeah, let's get
This G4309. All right, it says matter of fact, the word is pro-orizo. Pro-orizo, right? And it says to predetermine.
Who to what?
Predetermine. Decide beforehand.
You see that? Decide beforehand. Decide beforehand. Now, I keep telling y'all, we are spiritual people having a human experience. It's a reason why you had to manifest in flesh. Just like it was a very reason why the Messiah had to come down here and manifest in the flesh. This is nothing but a test, a trial to go back what you came. Ooh. Obviously, you wouldn't hold your estates into heaven. Obviously. Why are you here? Why are you here? What were you made for? Why are you in flesh now? And why are we going back to glorified bodies? Didn't Adam and Eve start off in glorified bodies? Did they come from earth? Or did their bodies come from earth? Where did his soul come from? What was that spirit that was breathing? Where did it come from? What is the origin of that? Let's break this down to the origin all the way to the beginning. I heard somebody on here say egg. Okay, where do an egg come from? Come on.
The other definitions in the New Testament of God decreeing from eternity.
Read that again.
From eternity.
Yeah. In the New Testament of God decreeing from eternity.
Decreeing. A decisive degree from eternity. Now look, eternity has no beginning nor end. Your spiritual body don't either. The only thing that you can actually put a date line on is your physical body. Do y'all realize that's what the first death is? That's talking about the physical body. The physical body. Wavelength. Everything that dies go back to what it originally came from. Everything that dies. And y'all worried about what? Physical death? All of this ain't nothing but sound waves and frequencies pulsating so fast that it creates something called physical solids. We're going to get to it, though. Come on.
To foreordain. Appoint beforehand.
Appoint what?
Beforehand.
Appoint beforehand. Come on.
It says also predestinate 4 times. Determine before 1 time and ordain once. The Strong's definition, it says to limit in advance, i.e. figuratively predetermine.
You see that?
Determine before, ordain, predestinate.
Now, how can you ordain or predetermine something that don't exist? And we're going to get into thoughts.
So right, that means you already was in his will.
You was already in his will, which means you've been here. And he broke a piece of him off to make you a living soul. We from the beginning because Yahweh is from the beginning. That very breath that's in you is how you're living and breathing. All right, come on.
You want to jump down to verse?
Yeah, jump down. Yeah,
jump down to verse 10. Or you just want to read down?
Just read down.
All right, this is verse 6. Ephesians 1 and 6. It says, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he have made us accepted in the beloved, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the riches of his grace, wherein he have abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known unto us the mystery of his will.
The what?
Mystery of his will.
The mystery of his will. Come on.
According to his good pleasure, which he had purposed in himself.
Which he had purposed in himself. Come on.
Verse 10, that in the dispensation of the fullness of times, he might gather together in one all things in a Mashiach, both which are in heaven and which are on earth, even in himself, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated.
See that? We obtained an inheritance being predestinated. See that? We already had where we was going before we came. We've been a thought in the look. We've been a thought in Yod Hey Wah mind frame since his mind frame. See that he broke and these
forever,
which is forever.
Yeah.
We after the order of Melchizedek, we've been here. We've been here. This is like this. So, like for instance, water. There's different types of water. You have fresh water, you have salt water, you have sparkle water. You have all these different types of waters. But when you break down water, the main basis is what? H2O. So let's just quit calling water water. What type of water? When you break down H2O, it is 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. Where do that come from? Hydrogen and oxygen don't even come from water, nor it comes from Earth. It comes from the cosmos. From the cosmos. Look this stuff up. This is proven. This comes from the cosmos. Your body is made up of 88% of this. Huh? So we always talk about our chemical makeup from the earth, but when you break that down, where does that come from? See, the thing about the Bible is the Bible get into the origin of the origin. Huh? Get into the origin of the origin. We can go all the way down and see exactly where it comes from. It's nothing about you that's earthly but your lustful way. That's the only thing about us that's earthly. Everything else about us, which is our chemical makeup, our talent, how we think, how we pray, this carbon 18 that they call melanin, all this comes from the cosmos. All of it. It's nothing about you earthly. That's why he said we're pilgrims of earth. We're aliens to earth. We're strangers to earth. It's too many scriptures talking about this. So let's talk about it then. You done with that, Maccabee?
Yeah, that was it.
All right, look, let's just get Jeremiah. Jeremiah 1 and 5. We got a few scriptures, then we're going to go into the lesson. Jeremiah 1 and 5.
Yeah.
It's on you, bro.
Yeah, I know. For everybody.
Let me get them 9s. Jeremiah 1 and 5. Let's talk about it. We're going to start at 4. Matter of fact, start at 1. We're at Jeremiah. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 1. We're going to read it up to 5. Type in y'all 9s once y'all get here. Abraham's star seeds. Sons of light. Yeah. Melchizedek series. Only our flesh is a byproduct of earth. You're right, the way Zion. But check this out, the way Zion. Earth is even from the galaxy too. Nothing about us is earthly because earth can. We're gonna go through the science of all of this, and we're gonna go through the actual math and do it in Hebrew and everything. Even earth is from the stars. Everything comes from the cosmos, and the cosmos come from Yahweh himself. So yeah, you're right. That's the only thing. Come on.
We all good, everybody there?
Are you Christian? No.
No, we're not Christian.
We follow the Messiah spoken of, but we're not Christian. We're not into Christianity
at all.
So if this is not your cup of tea, keep it moving.
Yeah.
This ain't what this is. What's his name? Jake Paul. No, we're not Christians.
Yeah.
But we do follow the Messiah spoken of in the New Testament.
That's right.
You understand? But we're not into Christianity, no way, shape, form, or fashion. We're not into your bunnies and eggs. We're not into your Christmases. We ain't into your all people are God's people. No, we're not into none of that. You feel me? We believe in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We follow the Messiah, who happens to be the king and high priest after the order of Melchizedek, period, dot.
Man, let's get this GMS.
I got it. And we are his people. I got it, bro.
He posting scriptures we finna go to. Nigga, get up off our chat line, nigga.
Y'all going into false sciences. Yeah. Nah, we going into sciences, like I say in Daniel, the first chapter. Daniel was a scientist. Daniel chapter 1. I don't even know why y'all even on her.
Yeah, get y'all ass out our chat. We don't rock with y'all at all. All right, let's get it. We got our 9s.
Yeah, tell Jake who he is. You're a Gentile, Jake. You're a Gentile. And the kingdom to come, your people gonna have to bow. It is what it is.
All right, let's get it done.
Let's get it. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Joachim, the son of Josiah,
GMS, that's right,
king of Judah, until the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, until the carrying away of Jerusalem, captive in the 5th month. Verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
See that? Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
That's right.
Huh? So the thing is, we read these scriptures. How did he know him? Then you get back to that preordained, that predestination. That predetermination. That how did he know us if we wasn't already here in some form? We get earthly bodies, and so we get celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. We get all of that. We're not talking about that right now. We talking about before we came to these earthly bodies. And again, Earth was created from the cosmos as well.
And notice it say formed in the belly.
In the belly.
It's talking about the belly. It didn't say before I formed thee. You know what I'm saying? It's in the belly.
Huh?
That's talking about fleshly.
It's talking about fleshly. So he knew him before he had flesh.
Who were you to know before you came into out your mother's matrix?
Your matrix. And that's what, and if you actually get into scripture, matrix in there about 9 times, and it means womb. We are born into a simulation, y'all. We are born into a program. This is a program. This is nothing but radio waves, frequencies moving so fast that it creates something called a solid. We gonna get into it though, but we gotta lay this foundation down first. Come on.
And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee.
Ooh, say that? So before he was formed in the belly, he knew him. Before he even came forth out of the matrix, he sanctified him. So where did he get his sanctification at? We just read that we was chosen before the foundation of the world. We just read in 1 Peter chapter 2 that we are royal chosen priesthood, a peculiar people and generation. We're lively stones after our high priest, our king and priest, after the order of Melchizedek, which originates in the heavens. See, this is cosmic talk here. This is galactic council going on here. And we are part of that. We are part of that, meaning we're from the beginning. So my question is, what are we doing on earth?
I got it. I'm on.
Yeah, come on.
Worry about it. Keep going.
Come on.
And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
See that? So he was a prophet, he was sanctified, and he was chosen before he even came out of his mother's womb. And he was chosen before he was even formed inside his mother's womb. Do y'all see how profound that is? Do y'all see what we really are and what we really consist of? Let's get another one. Psalms 139. Psalms 139, we're going to read 1 through 13. Type in y'all nines when y'all get there. Psalms 139, 1 through 13. Matter of fact, do 5 through 13. And these are just a few scripts. We can go all day with this, but we got to get into the lesson. But I need y'all mindset on, dang, okay, so he knew us before we came into the flesh. Once y'all have that mindset, then the rest of the lesson gonna go, y'all gonna have understanding when we keep going through everything else. So these are precepts. We're gonna go through 6 precepts showing this. 6 of them. This is beyond a shadow of a doubt.
We in Psalm 139, family. We're gonna start at verse 5. Psalm 139, we're gonna start at verse 5. Yeah, it truly switches up your mindset and how you maneuver, think, speak, and all that.
Yeah.
Because once you understand that, hold on, my origin is actually the heavens. You feel me? You're gonna move different.
Yeah.
You're gonna think different. You're gonna act different. You're gonna be. You ain't even gonna look at the sky when you go outside, the firmament when you go outside the sun. You be like, wow.
Yeah.
You feel me? We've truly fallen from whence we came.
Yes, we have.
Truly have fallen. You dig? Psalm 139. Psalm 139. We start around verse 5. And then a lot of y'all should know that too, especially we speaking about not that long ago. A lot of y'all very spiritual, dreams and all that. Feel me? Where them come from?
Yeah.
You understand? Deja vu, premonitions, and all type of stuff. Feel me?
Yeah.
Dreams and visions coming true. You be like, whoa.
Man, look, where is you at in your dreams inside of another body though? Where are you even at?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's too many questions that can be asked that ain't nobody got an answer for, but everybody got something to say, and ain't nobody pulling scripture. It's too many questions that can be asked that ain't none of y'all got answers for. So we finna talk about it.
Psalm 139. Yeah, I see 9s. Okay, we should be cool.
Let's get it.
Psalm 139, verse 5. Thou was beset me behind and before.
Come
And
on.
laid thy hand upon me.
Yeah.
Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. Come on. It is high. I cannot attain unto it. Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there.
Come on.
If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me.
You see that? Ain't nowhere we can go. When we chosen, the Most High have his hand on us, nowhere we go where he ain't there. Huh? Nowhere we go. Come on.
And thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee.
Come on.
But the night shineth as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee.
Come on.
For thou hast possessed my reins. Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb.
You see that? Thou hast possessed my reins. Thou hast covered me in my mother's room. Come on.
Verse 14. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
You see that? He recognized that. He said, you possess me and form me in my mother's wombs. He's like, look, I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
That's right.
He's like, how can my spirit and soul come from different parts that where you made my body from? And you make all of them connect, and now I'm a living being. See, even David understood this concept. Everybody understands this concept but us. But that's because we don't be reading scripture for what it is, and we don't be studying, and we don't be looking up these precepts, and we stay away from them definitions. Start looking everything up. Go through the Hebrew. Start adding the numbers up. The Most High gonna start touching you in places. You be like, bang, everything just gonna start coming together.
Yeah,
come on.
Lining right up.
Yeah.
It says, fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works.
You see that? Marvelous of thy works. Come on.
And that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee.
You see that? My substance was not hid from me. When you get down to substance, this is talking about the particle of things, the substance of things, the very low thing that you make all things out of, right? Pete, what he finna say?
My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret.
You see that? When I was made in secret, the secret part was actually inside of the womb. Inside of the womb. A sperm hit an egg and created a nervous system, and a heartbeat grew from it. From there, a brain created, and all these things created. But what was ruling all that, and where did the soul get attached in it? When did this thing become a living? When did the embryo become a living soul? Where did consciousness come from inside of all of this? Huh? Where did it come from? That is my question. Everybody want to talk about science and the Bible and about the mysteries and this and that, but ain't nobody answered this question yet. Come on.
It says, when I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth.
In the lowest parts of the earth. Come on.
Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being imperfect. And in thy book, all my members were written.
Look, you see that? Before he was even formed in the womb, in the book, all his members is already written. Read that again, Malik.
It says, thine eyes did see my substance, yet being imperfect, and in thy book, all my members were written.
Come on.
Which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them.
You see that? So he knew him. He knew every bone that was going to be on his body. He knew how his fingernails was going to look. He knew how everything about him was going to look and be shaped before it even happened. Before it even happened. Meaning what? Meaning what, y'all? He was already there because he was a thought. And that thought was a part of the spirit. And that very spirit is what's breathing inside of you right now. So if we want to break down particles of the body and see where we come from, it's all going to trace back to who? The Messiah. Messiah traced back to his father, and his father been here since the beginning. He's been here since the beginning, that there is no beginning. He always was and always will be. Yeah, Lamar, yeah, DNA. That's what we finna get into. That's what we gonna get into. Come on. You done with that? You done with that? All right, we got two more. Hebrews. Hebrews 11, 13 through 16. Hebrews 11, 13 through 16. Then we're gonna hit that John 8, and then we're gonna start the lesson. So look, right now we on our fifth one now. We down 5. We're gonna do 6 of them just to show y'all. Hebrews 11, 13 through 16. Type in y'all 9s when y'all get there. We're gonna get started.
Yeah, the pattern, the blueprint. You know, the whole thing about all creation, you create it, or you call it, you create it, you form it, you make it. Like Isaiah 43, it's the same thing with all creation. And we try to respond to him. He said pattern. You feel me? So it's a thought, and then of course a blueprint comes behind it. feel me? Then you start forming that till you get your final product. You feel me? That was the Lamar was saying.
Yeah. And then people what Mally saying. We go into that scripture after we get done with these last two. But notice when you think of it, it already exists. Because you can't think of nothing that don't exist already. You see what I'm saying? So it's already there. It's spirit though. It's in the pure existing world. It's in the pure energy world. Then it becomes physical. But this is after the thought goes into motion. And what we call this is wavelengths. And we're gonna show you how the sun do the same thing. We are nothing but condensed sunlight, y'all. That's all this is made up of. That's all this is made up of. That's it. We're gonna prove it though, through the science and through the scripture. That's why you keep let your light shine. If the eye is pure, if the eye is full of the whole light.
Yeah, that's how thought can be a sin. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
most
right.
definitely. Most
that's
definitely.
Right.
Come on.
Y'all good?
Yeah, we all good. We got nines in the building.
Hebrews 11, verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promise, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
You see that? We were strange. Look, read that one. Read it slow so they can get that.
Verse 13 again.
Listen to this, y'all.
These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off.
So these people died in faith, died with the belief, right? They didn't have the promise right then, but they seen them happen in afar off. Peep what it say next. Come on.
And were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed.
And confess. They knew and they confessed it that what?
That they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
So they died in faith, and they died with the promise, even though they didn't have it right then, but they seen it fall off, fully persuaded and confessed, that they were strangers and pilgrims to this earth. Let's look up strangers and let's look up pilgrims. When you look that up, we're gonna look up strangers and pilgrims. What is a stranger? A stranger is somebody foreign, somebody you don't know. What is a pilgrim? A pilgrim is a traveling cellular. He travels and he set up tents and he keep it going. It says that we are strangers and pilgrims of earth. Ain't this in the book of Hebrews? Talking about Hebrew Israelites? Isn't you a Hebrew Israelite? So what are you to the earth? Yes, an alien. El Elyon. Elyon. And we not making this stuff up. This coming from scripture. This is coming from scripture. Let's look up these words. Strangers.
Xenos, G3581. Xenos. Apparently a primary word. A foreigner.
Who? A what?
Foreigner.
We are foreigners to earth? What does that mean, y'all? We are foreigners. Hey, look, we know what a foreigner is. Whenever you think about Amalek, whenever you think about the Arabs, whenever you think about all them, we call them foreigners. He called us a foreigner to earth. What does that mean?
Right.
A foreigner to earth. Come on now.
A foreigner, stranger. Alien from a person or a thing.
An alien from a person or thing. Well, look, so when it's talking about alien invasion, this means these is our don't angels call you brother?
Yeah.
Don't angels call you brother? It's angels from earth. No, they not. So how in the hell are they calling you brothers if you from earth? Like, stop playing, man. Y'all playing around, man. Come on.
No. Unheard of.
Whew.
One who receives and entertains another hospitality, with whom he stays or lodges, a host. Strong's definition. It says again, apparently a primary word, foreign, literally alien.
Literally, look, literally alien. And that's what we is, because we are part of El Elyon. Elyon means most high. We are part of him. We made from the Zach chemicals and everything that his son is made of, who made us. And look, we gonna get into science to show you that all people is not made of these. They got Neanderthal blood in them and all of that. Look, our genetic makeup is different from everybody. They from Earth, we not. Let's keep it 1,000. We can go into Rebecca, we can go into Rachel and the twins and Jacob and Esau, and how he said it's gonna be 2 different nations warring inside your womb. And we're gonna show the actual genetic makeup to 2 different nations and people. That's what I'm saying. Like, once we get into these scriptures, man, hey, it gets deep. We from the cosmos. We're just Hebrews passing through. Our whole name means that. Hebrew means one to cross over. One to cross over. To come from above, to cross over. Israelite means what? Yitzra-el. Yitzra means connected. El means power. One who crosses over, who is directly connected to the source. We are not from earth, family. We are Abraham's star seeds. He said it. He said, look up and count the stars. These are going to be as your children. And as the sand in the grains of the ground. Once you start going, and this promises kept going through all his sons. And then why is he calling fallen angels fallen stars? What about the Messiah when the Messiah was born? And the Magi said, we seen his star on the east. What about Abraham when he was born? We seen his star on the east. What about all these scriptures that we got to answer, y'all? And we after this order, this very cosmic order, and we out here sinning, knowing this? We.
This right here is pilgrim. Definition for pilgrim, the word is parapidemos. Parapidemos. All right, it says outline of biblical usage. One who comes from a foreign country.
One who what?
Comes from a foreign country into a city or land to reside there by the side of the natives.
Come on.
A stranger.
What?
Stranger.
Then he just say we're strangers and pilgrims. Now we're seeing the same exact definition.
Pilgrim, stranger.
To earth. To earth, though. Not to the next country, not to your next door neighbor, but strangers and pilgrims to earth.
That's what he read, right? 3, sojourning in a strange place, a foreigner. And the New Testament metaphor in reference to heaven as the native country.
As what? Well, so look, it just told you what the country was. That native country was talking about, that we pilgrims and the travelers we come from. It says the heavens. Read that again.
And the New Testament metaphor in reference to heaven as the native country, one who sojourns on earth.
You see that? So from the heavens, which we came, we manifest in the physical, we pass our test and trial, and we go back to our celestial bodies, which we came from. 1 Corinthians 15. We finna get to it, though. So this is letting you know. So since we know this and scripture is saying this, it's a reason why you're here. Why are you here? Did you not keep your estates in the heavens in this thought process? Like, why are you here? What happened that made you have to manifest? All you have to do is go back to your pops. Go back to Adam. Adam fell from this glorious body. Adam fell from the heavens. Look, at the Garden of Eden was not directly on earth. You get into the scripture, especially once you start getting into that Enoch, it was between earth and the heavens through a mustard cloud. And it said the angels ascended and descended upon it. They fell too. They fell onto earth and he gave them coats of skin. Like, once you really get to these scriptures, we are not from here. So why are we acting like we from here? We acting like all these other heathen nations that's from here. We not. We a special, peculiar people. And he has chosen us before the foundation of the world. He knew us before we was fashioned in our mother womb. He knew us before he formed us in the secret places. We was predestined, preordained to exist, meaning we've been here since the beginning of time. With our Father and with our big brother Messiah. Everything that you are made of, the cosmos is made of. Everything that you are made of, stars are made of. You, Hebrew Israelites, you won't find these same characteristics in no other nation. We're going to prove it through the science. Come on.
That was it for that.
All right, we done with that one? One more. Let's do that John 8. John 8 started 40.
That was it for this Hebrew?
Yep.
You still want that one verse?
Yep. John 8 started 40. Y'all get some understanding so far? Type in some 9s if we get some understanding so far.
I got Ecclesiastes 12 too.
Most definitely. Oh yeah, the makeup. Yeah.
Maybe want to hit that.
We get that right after this.
About returning to your long home.
Your long home. We been look. We on a long journey right now. Y'all ain't noticed? Y'all ain't peeping that? We on a long journey. We on a long journey because something happened. And everybody asking what happened? What happened was the fall of your father Adam. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's why you went here. When he told Adam and Eve to go forth and be fruitful and multiply, you realize they were still angelical beings at the time? That means we wouldn't have even never had these meat suits. Never had them if that wouldn't have happened. If they never fell and they never sinned in the garden, we was going to be in the garden. We was going to be in heaven, y'all. Do y'all peep that? That's why we made after the image of self. After he came and they fell, then they had Cain and Abel and had their other children. They didn't have nobody while they didn't have no children while they was in paradise. Do y'all realize that? Go back and read it for yourselves. Yes, meat suits. That's what we in. We in meat suits.
The flesh.
The flesh. Come on.
You're like, what? You got that John 18?
Yeah, I got the John 8.
Chapter 12 of Ecclesiastes after that.
All right, go ahead. GMS, what? We got some more GMS boys up in here?
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. They some stalkers.
Yeah, they hanging out today.
They like bad girlfriends or something. They stalk.
I mean, you know, a moth to the flame, man. That's
Yeah.
all it is. So much light coming out, everybody. Let me see what they talking about. These rebellious niggas. Oh, his name, he knows. I mean, he ain't said nothing wrong, though.
He didn't.
GMS 144 Heritage, too. He just posted scripture.
Then we got GMS on the right. And he ain't said nothing wrong either.
As long as y'all stay in box, y'all good.
Yeah, it just be them other ones,
Yeah.
man. So they
They
cool family. They ain't going off. It was just that other one.
I heard it is. This is madness. Okay, dang.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you go.
Soon as we
spoke too soon.
Yeah, you know those GMS boys got a serious problem with us. They'll be all right.
Yeah, what it is though is their not just a level of understanding, but their school of thought, because they're not allowed to even dive into books like Jasher, Enoch.
We showed you
certain understandings won't be allowed to be had. But I mean, like we went to the Ephesians first. We was talking about predestination, and went to Jeremiah. We was talking about before you was in your mother's womb, I knew you. Before you came out the womb, you were sanctified. So ain't like we making this up. You understand? We just can go deeper into it. And certain books that the Bible actually talk about. Like these niggas don't believe in the book of Jasher, even though the book of Jasher is mentioned twice in the scripture.
Yeah.
If they don't believe in the book of Enoch, but even in the book of Jude, it says Enoch prophesied.
Yeah.
If where's his prophecies? What do you mean he prophesied? Dig? So it is what it is, man. Their curriculum, see, they learn a curriculum. You feel me? They're not raised up to be like, okay, hey, elevate beyond the stratosphere, brother. Be great in this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just joining a certain school of thought. That's all it is. And then a lot of them brothers get tired of it after a while. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not allowed to elevate. Once you got about 10 basic scriptures, and you know, hey, it's what it is. You're gonna get tired. You're gonna get bored, and then you be looking for more meat. You feel me? You know it's bad when you looking at videos on YouTube. And you be like, "Why ain't nobody talking about nothing?"
Yeah.
You feel me? We still talking about elementary stuff.
Straight
you feel me? That you should know. You should know my son sitting right here about the commandments. Like, we keep the commandments. That's elementary, of course. We should be talking about that 10 years from now. You feel me? Like, you should already understand what that is. It should be drilled in you.
Yeah. So
then it's time to elevate. Tell you that Ephesians chapter 1 and Colossians chapter 1 be filled with all spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
That's right.
And him that called you. You feel me? So you're supposed to get this basic understanding and then elevate. You feel me? Not be held back. You feel me? And not plateau off or decline or decrease in this. You're supposed to elevate, man. Fulfill your spiritual purpose by which the Most High created you for. You feel me? This is major what he created. He just created you to be a robot. He created you to rule.
Exactly.
And once you understand that, you know what I'm saying, you approach everything different. You think different, speak different, move different and everything, because you know from whence you come and where you're going back to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's all it is. You feel me? It's to the point to where, because I remember years ago, a lot of brothers was firing shots, and I knew, I'm like, in 2 years you ain't even gonna see these cats.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then even if it's still some of them that got camps, like they brand new. They may be in Chicago, but that ain't the original Chicago camp when they first got on YouTube. I remember. I've been around that long. You feel me? All of them fell off. They niggas back in the world doing whatever, because that doctrine don't allow you to elevate, man. You learn the basic core curriculum, and it is what it is. That ain't what we here for.
Yeah.
Now we gonna encourage you to level up. We're gonna encourage you to increase. We're gonna encourage you to pray more and get into your meditations and burn your frankincense and invoke the presence of the Most High. We're gonna encourage that, man. Feel me? Other than that, what are you here doing? You're safe, tucked away in your cubby holes. You ain't making no noise though. You're not busting off. All right. So after you done with that, I'm gonna do the Ecclesiastes 12.
I'm gonna read that out.
That's John 8:40.
Yeah. We're gonna start from John 8:40. Come on with it.
John chapter 8, verse 40. I'm starting 39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yeshua said unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham.
That's right.
But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of Yah. This did not Abraham.
That's right.
Ye do the deeds of your father.
Ooh.
Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even Yahweh. Yeshua said unto them, if Yahweh were your father, you would love me.
You would what?
You would love me.
Wow.
For I proceeded forth and came from Yahweh. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Verse 43. Why do ye not understand my speech?
Come on.
Even because ye cannot hear my word.
Come on.
Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it.
Come on.
Verse 45. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me?
Come on.
He that is of Yah heareth Yah's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of Yahweh.
Come on.
Verse 48. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, say we not well that thou art a Samaritan and hast a devil.
So look, Messiah going off on them, right? So they're going back and forth about what's going on. He's saying, look, y'all can't even understand me because y'all are earthly. I'm from above. I'm talking about stuff, mysteries from the cosmos. It's going way over y'all head. But he finna tell them that. So this is why we going into that, because he finna make a statement here that's very profound. And then we're going to get to why. And he be like, oh, okay, come on.
Okay.
GMS still on there. Yeah, there they go.
Verse 49. Yeshua answered, I have not a devil, but I honor my Father, and ye do dishonor me. And I seek not mine own glory. There is one that seeketh and judgeth. Verily, verily, I say unto you, if a man keep my saying, he shall never die, he shall never see death.
Come on.
Then said the Jews unto him, now we know that thou hast the devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets, and thou sayest, if a man keep my saying, he will never taste of death. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead, and the prophets are dead? Whom makest thou thyself?
Now check this out, y'all. Come on.
Yeshua answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar, like unto you. But I know him and keep his saying.
You see that? So he's saying, look, I know my Father because I keep my Father saying. Y'all claim y'all know my Father, but y'all don't keep his saying at all, meaning y'all not from him or y'all not of him. Come on.
Your father Abraham rejoiceth to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. Then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Verse 58. Yeshua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you,
check this out.
Before Abraham was, I am.
You see that? Before Abraham was, I am. Before Abraham was, I am. I was here before I came into the flesh. I was here before I came into the flesh. See that? He's from above. He's not from below. He's from above. He's not from below. Come on. Go and read it out.
Then took they up stones to cast at him. But Yeshua hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by.
All right, let's stop there right there. I want to get into Genesis. Let's get into Genesis chapter 1. Let's read that and let's start breaking down its science. Then we're gonna get into these levels of creation. Then we're gonna start talking about these stars. Now, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of information and a lot of mysteries getting broken down here. I know we ain't gonna be able to do all of it in this class, so I'm gonna have to do this into a 2-part class. Let's get it. We in Genesis 1. Type in y'all nouns when y'all get here. And never mind them GMS Negroes. They keep like they making it's like they making up pages and coming on here, ain't it? Never mind them. Type in y'all nines once y'all get there. Genesis 1. Let's start this back in the beginning. Here we go again. Look, they making up pages or something. Get your ass up out of here. Y'all must ain't got nothing else to do. Go read a book. Go study the Bible and teach y'all own lessons. Get off our board. Y'all ain't got nothing to talk about, huh? It's cool. Mally on it.
Yeah, you're all good. Keep it rolling. I got it.
All right, let's get it done. All right, we got our nines. It's on you, Maccabee. Start Genesis 1. Genesis 1, verse 1. Let's get it done. Yeah. LOL, GMS or clowns. Yeah, man, they on here. They mad. Look at them. Look, they keep making up stuff. Get your ass out of here. All right, we got our nine. Let's start this. I got him. He already gone.
All right, Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth.
Right.
And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep. So we see in the beginning was darkness. And it was upon the face of the deep. Now, if you look up this word darkness, it says obscurity. And it's going to tell you a lot of other definitions, right? I'm going to look it up. Now we cool. We on it. It says obscurity. Come on.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim moved upon the face of the water.
Right.
And Elohim said, let there be light.
So, and Elohim said, let there be light. So we see in the beginning, it was water and it was darkness. Now, y'all write this down and look this up on your own time, or if y'all on your computers, Google this. Everything started with hydrogen. And this is what this is reading. That's all water is hydrogen, right? That's all you breathing in now. That's all air is, condensed water. We're literally in a fish tank, breathing in condensed water. That's what we call air. You know what I'm saying? Which is oxygen and hydrogen. That's all we breathing in. That's why, have you ever seen, you can be in a house and you have to get a dehumidifier or a humidifier because you start seeing the wall sweat. Like, where is this water coming from? How is it mold in this basement? Mold come from standing water. Where is this mold coming from? Showing you that you breathing in hydrogen and oxygen. And that's what everything was created from. Hydrogen and oxygen, or what we call spirit. Right? Look this up, y'all. Look it up. Come
on. Verse 3. And Elohim said, let there be light.
Okay, so through all this darkness, Elohim said, let there be light. Let's look up this word light. Again, get that word light out. Let's get this word light. Start looking up all these words, y'all. Genesis 1 and 3. I got it right here. Light. You got it? Yeah. All right, go ahead. Call it out for them. Get they call out everything.
Light. H216. OR.
See that? Or. Come on. Yeah, go ahead.
Or. A light of day. Light of heavenly luminaries. Daybreak. Dawn. Morning light. Daylight. Lighting. Light of lamp. Light of fire. Light of prosperity. Light of instruction. Light of faith. Yahweh as Israel's light.
You see that? Yahweh is Israel's light. Let's read them strong.
Strong's definition. Lumination or concrete. Luminary in every sense, including lighting, happiness, etc. Bright, clear, day, light, lightning, morning, sun.
All right, come on. So he made this light. So once you get to the metaphysical part of this light, we start breaking down this light. You see what actually was his light was. So it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void and darkness. We see that darkness was here in the beginning, was upon the face of the deep. The deep was talking about waters, because in the spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So we see in the beginning, we got darkness. which is what they call cosmic carbon, and we have water, which is called hydrogen and oxygen. So in the beginning, we got carbon, we got hydrogen, and we got oxygen, right? Let's keep reading.
Verse was at 3.
Yeah.
Verse 4. And Yah saw the light.
Yes, I said, hold on. He said hydrogen and oxygen and spirit. Yes, it is. We finna break it down. That's what everything consistent and made of. Well, these GMS cats is, man. All right, come on. I never mind them. Look, let scripture come out. Come on.
And Yahweh saw the light, that it was good. And Yahweh divided the light from the darkness.
You see that? And Yahweh divided the light from the darkness. Now we
right.
finna see that this light he created in the beginning of all this, he created the Messiah to come create everything else. So let's stop this right here. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 4 and 6. 2 Corinthians 4 and 6. Molly, you grab it. 2 Corinthians 4 and 6. Don't get distracted, y'all.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. 2 Corinthians chapter 4.
Verse 6. And yes, that's what spirit is made out of. All nine invisible things. All invisible things is made of gases. Gases. You can't see them, but they're there. And these things are all on this periodic table that we're gonna go through. And everything starts from waves, and everything starts from pulses. And that's when you get to megahertz and to kilohertz and stuff like that. So basically what happens is how things are created to be invisible and then they're made visible is something called a wavelength. And the earth there, man, they on here, boy. So when they get on here, so if something, say the sun came from outer darkness. We just seen that he created the light, right? Right, but we're gonna show the metaphysical part, which is talking about the Messiah. But this came from darkness. What happened was the Most High had the thought. When that thought came into existence, it started pulsating and drumming. It's called a hertz or a wavelength. The faster and faster this wavelength beats, it gets skinnier and skinnier, this wave line. When it gets so skinny, it becomes physical. So it's actually something was made invisible that comes visible. This is how everything works. And this is scripture. And once you get into the Colossians, it says Christ made everything what? Invisible and visible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making this stuff up. This is what scripture says. And look, if you actually go into the scientific standpoint of this, it actually lines up with the scripture. Come on.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. For the Most High, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts.
Have what?
Shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of Yah in the face.
In the what?
In the face of a Mashiach Yahweh.
See, so this light is the face of the Messiah. That's the glory. That's his gloriness. And the Messiah comes from Yahweh, and we come from the Messiah. And we just read in the scripture that we was predestined, that we was chosen before the foundations of the world, and that we are light bodies. We are light creatures. We are sons of light. We come from the light, in this world full of darkness. So we see in the beginning, it was darkness and water. The darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. Let there be Christ. And we was made after the same similitude of him and our Father. Meaning we have the same origin also, because everything that we are made up of is made up in them. That's why he said, let us create man in our image and in our likeness. The image was the eternity, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verses 22. And the likeness was the blood, the plasma, which makes up this carbon of what we call melanin. And that is the dam, the blood. You see that? So the very origins that they come from, we extend from them. And they have an order, and we after that very same order. Come on.
Next verse, verse 7.
Yeah, we're going to, what does science mean? We're going to go in Daniel, we'll pull that scripture for science. Come on.
But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of Yah, and not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair.
That's right.
Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body The dying of the master Yahweh.
You see that? So we is called after the order. We up under this light order, and we follow the light. We don't follow the path of darkness. And with that, we is a part of this glorious light that is talking about here. We can stop there right here. Let's go to Ephesians 5.
Let me finish that verse.
Go ahead.
That the life also of Yahweh might be made manifest in our body.
That's right. Manifest.
Yeah. And so melanin came from the melanin is called, look, this is what it's called. It's called carbon. Carbon. That's what it's called. There's no difference between carbon and melanin. The white man made up the word melanin, but it's called carbon. You know what I'm saying? And your body is made of it, and your pineal gland, which is an organ and not a gland, actually secretes this melanin, and it creates something called melatonin and serotonin. Melatonin is mellow. It's more of it is to give you more of this sleep substance. That's why it's called melatonin, mellow. Serotonin is serious. That's what your stomach produce and your digestive system produce when you up. You know what I'm saying? But it all comes from your pituitary gland and your pineal gland. And your pineal gland is an extension or antenna to the cosmos. This is how you stay directly connected to the source. You can't even do certain prayers and connect with your God without this neuromelanin transmitter. It's what connects you back to your etheric body. What connects you to the cosmos. That's why it's black out there. Y'all ain't notice it's black. It's black. It's dark out there, right? That same stuff is in you. That same exact stuff. Come on, we're gonna do Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5. 6 through 17.
Madah. Science 4093. Madah.
So look, somebody asked what science was. It's in the scripture. Let's read it.
Get it. All right, Madah. Mem Dalet Ayan. It comes from the word Yada. You know anybody named Jada or Yada, the word that means knowledge, actually. Outline of biblical usage. The word science in Daniel 1 and 4. And look that up, right? Daniel was skilled in science. It says knowledge, thought, knowledge, mind thought.
Ooh, you see that? Mind thought, knowledge. That's what science means. Knowledge, thought, mind thought. Come on.
Place of knowledge. Strong's definition, Madah. Or, say the same thing, Madah. Intelligence or consciousness.
Or what?
Or consciousness.
So that's what we're going over. We're going over the intelligence and the consciousness on a spiritual level of metaphysics and showing how we come from the heavens. Now, we know that our bodies come to earth, but where do earth come from? We know that the first man was earthly and the second man was spiritual. He was made a quickening spirit. We get all of that. We not defute none of that. We know scripture. That's why we here teaching. But what we saying is our home is not earth, meaning we didn't come from here. We just read that we're pilgrims and strangers to earth. What did that mean? What do that mean, y'all? Come on. So look, never mind them GS boys. Come on.
Look, it says intelligence or consciousness, knowledge, science, thoughts.
Knowledge, science, thought. And the only way you can come up with science, you have to observe it, test it, prove it, then you come up with a conclusion. That is science. It's the study of a physical thing while understanding the metaphysical meaning to it.
Hey, look, and then it's used as science in Daniel chapter 1, verse 4. But everywhere else the same Hebrew word is used. It says knowledge. All right. You got 2 Chronicles 1 and 10. Give me now wisdom and knowledge.
That's right.
That I may go out and come in before this people. Or who can judge this thy people that is so great? This is Solomon.
Yeah.
See? So Solomon was asking for science. Or knowledge.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's the word madah in Hebrew. The next one is in 2 Chronicles 1 and 11, very next verse. And Yahweh said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet asked long life, but hast asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge people over whom I have made thee king. 2 Chronicles 1 and 12. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto you. This is what Yahweh is telling Solomon. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee. Neither shall there any after thee have the like.
See that? So that's
what
the
word for knowledge. You feel me? The word science in Daniel 1 and 4 is the same word in Hebrew for knowledge. You feel me? 2 Chronicles 1, 10 through 12. You feel me? So, and you see that the Most High actually responded back to Solomon saying, because you asked this, then guess what? You feel me? I'm gonna give you that plus everything else.
Yeah.
So
that's
don't
what
be
science
afraid
is.
of that term. Now there is false science out there. They
It
tell you
is.
that in First Timothy, science falsely so called, like what we would call evolution. That's a false science because you can't observe it and you can't test it.
Yeah.
Science, that's a theory. Scientific facts are anything that you can observe and test.
Right.
Right? You can observe and test making a baby.
Yeah.
That's a scientific fact. And many other things, you know what I'm saying? So again, we're not into the false science because somebody had put that up there. We're not into evolution because nobody ever observed one species change it to another.
Right.
And you can't test it.
And you ain't never heard us say nothing like that ever.
And yeah, so when you hear Ock talking about science, it's going into the mysteries that the Bible vouch for. You feel me? Like, y'all got to stop being so simple and really slow down. Like you said, get into the definitions and listen to what's being said. It's the scriptures that's being brought out. Are they being brought out wrong? You feel me? And once you be like, oh, let me get out my feelings. You know what? Dang, scriptures is coming out back to back to back to back. Dang, okay. Well, sit on back and listen and get you some understanding.
Yeah.
All this naysaying.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man. I just, you got to bring that out real quick, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, we in Ephesians 5.
And the Most High bless y'all for y'all generous offerings.
Yeah, man, the Most High bless y'all.
God bless y'all.
Come on with it. We in Ephesians 5. We're
Ephesians 5, verse 6.
All the way to 17. Type in y'all nines once y'all get there.
He got edified and
ran. Yeah, you see how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let them bring y'all down. They ain't got nothing else better to do, so they trying to bring the channel down. That's all it is. This word gonna go forth anyway, and it's recorded, so y'all can go back through and listen and look up everything we say. Look it up in scriptures, look up the definitions, and look it up on a scientific level. Everything we come from, our source is the Bible. We just use other things to back it up. So we might say something, they might throw a scripture, but even letting me get to the scripture to explain what I'm saying. So, like, don't be distracted by them. Listen to the lesson and don't be responding to them. They ain't doing nothing but trying to cause division and discord on the channel. Come on with it.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6. How we looking?
We looking good. We got our 9.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
Right.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of Yahweh upon the children of disobedience.
Right.
Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Ooh, come on.
For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord.
You see that? So we were sometimes in darkness. So you see how you have darkness. You have a physical darkness and you have a spiritual darkness. They are interconnected to one another. That's why he created the light in the beginning. But you see, in that same light, in that same way that in the beginning, darkness was upon the face deep, and you actually start getting into that, it's associated with chaos because Tohu and Bohu immediately followed that, right? So it says we used to be in darkness, but it says now we in the light, right? Come on.
But now are ye light in the Lord.
Come on.
Walk as children of light.
See that? So it says walk as what?
Walk as children of light.
See, walk as sons and daughters of light. And the reason why we have to walk as sons and daughters of light is because we're from the light. We are light beings.
That's right.
See that? Luminaries, heavenly, a royal priesthood, a chosen people, a peculiar people, pilgrims and strangers of earth, to earth. Come on.
Verse 9. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth.
Now peep this. So since they want to be on here all physical, what is the fruit of the Spirit and what is spirit? It ain't talking about no physical fruit that you actually take off trees. You see what I'm saying? This is a spiritual book and it's always talking about spiritual things. Yes, it go over physical things, of course. But which one comes first? The spirit or the physical? Everything starts invisible, then manifests to be visible. We're talking about the invisible things right now. Come on.
Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
You see that? So even darkness have unfruitful work. It's even unfruitful works to darkness. Is that actually talking about a solid fruit, or is it talking about something that your mind produces? Just like something produced you. So if we see that something can come from invisible and be made visible, that's the same thing that happened to you. Everything was a thought first. And we're gonna read that in Isaiah 43, like Big Bro was talking about. Everything starts with a thought and then it manifests into the physical. Even your body was like that. Everything happened like that. Everything was created from an invisible substance. We just read it in the last video we did, but we'll go back to it. Come on.
But rather reprove them, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
Are made manifest by what?
By the light.
By that light, by that by that star, by that shiny thing, that shiny one. Come on.
For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light.
Read that again. Thou, what for what? Thou, everything that manifests is what?
I'm going to start again. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead.
No, you'll go up more.
Which one start 13?
Yeah.
But all things that are reproved are made manifest.
You see that? So all things that are reproved are made manifest in what?
By the light.
By the what?
By the light.
Come on.
For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
You see that? So it's saying we in Ephesians chapter 5
verse 15.
Verse 15. So it's saying that we must walk in light because we children of light. We should not have any association with darkness. That's the reason why in the beginning, where it was darkness and void and darkness upon the face of the deep, he said, let there be light. He let the light shine. And this is why we get into how Christ is light and how he said that we are the light of the world. We are the light of the Gentiles. You see that? Because we the same light and we made in the similitude and likeness of the Messiah, which is made right after his father. That's what we're going into. Come on.
Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Father is, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord.
There we go.
Giving thanks always for all things unto Yahweh and the Father in the name of our Lord Yeshua HaMashiach, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of Yahweh. All
right, we can stop there right there. Let's get John 8 and 12. We had a couple more of these. So we just showing the light. Now, what is this light? And why is it calling him the bright and morning star? Why is Satan called the morning star? What's up with these stars? Why when we get into these books and we start seeing stars as associated when we are born? And I'm not talking about astrology. It's too many things that we finna have to answer here. Let's get it. We in John 8, verse 12.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 12. Then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness.
See that? So the Messiah is the light of the world. He that followeth him shall not walk in darkness. And didn't the Messiah tell us to let our light shine? So you have a light to shine? Where did this light come from?
Right.
Come on.
John 8:12. Then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
See that? The light of life. Let's get John 1, 5 through 9. Like we're going to have to call spade for spade here. When you start looking at this word light, you look at this word star, when we get back into this Genesis, and we start reading these definitions, you're going to see something that's the exact same. And we're going to have to talk about that, y'all. We're going to have to get to it. Come on.
John chapter 1, verse 5. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
Right.
There was a man sent from Yahweh, whose name was John. The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light.
That's right.
That was the true light.
That was the what?
True light.
That was the true light. So if he was the true light, that means there are other lights out here. There's other lights out here, y'all. And didn't he say, let our light shine? Huh? Come on.
That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world.
Woo. Come on. So look, now it's time to start getting into these stages of creation, because everything starts invisible and then it goes through its own process. Then it is made physical. Everything must go through this. Even the Messiah came in the physical and left back and went to which he came, right?
I'm asking. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So look, we're gonna start this. Let's go back to Genesis. Back to Genesis. We left off at verse 4. Let's keep reading. Keep reading. Back in Genesis.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Verse 5, we read 4.
Read 4 again. Come on.
Verse 4 again. And Yahweh saw the light, that it was good. And Yahweh divided the light from the darkness.
Right.
And Yahweh called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Mm-hmm.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
Come on.
And Yahweh said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters.
You see that? Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Have anybody heard land yet? Anybody? We ain't heard land yet. We heard in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void. Darkness moved upon the face of the deep. And the spirit moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. So we don't see nothing solid being talked about now. All we see is what? Gases, spirits, water, light, frequencies. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Like, we see these words here, but you can break these words down to scientific terms. That's all I'm saying. Come on.
And let it divide the waters from the waters.
Right.
Verse 7. And Yahweh made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters that were above the firmament. And it was so. And Yahweh called the firmament heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And the evening and the morning were the second day.
You see that? And the evening and the morning were the second day. Let's keep going.
Verse 9. And Yahweh said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place. Mm-hmm. And let the dry land appear.
So now we seeing where the dry land appeared. Before then, everything was birthed out of water and spirit. Just like inside of the stomach of your mama's womb. You're inside of the placenta, the sac, which is what's inside there? Gas and water. It's all inside there. So we see everything must go through this birthing process. Come on.
And it was so. And Yahweh called the dry land earth.
Right.
And the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Yahweh saw that it was good. And Yahweh said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth.
Now, my question is this stuff just coming out of thin air, or these things are coming from atoms and particles? Because when you start breaking soil and dust and dirt down, it's things under there that's the basis of what it was made from. And then where did these particles come from? So when you break down soil and you get the minerals and trace minerals, and you start seeing calcium and magnesium and carbon and hydrogen ions, that don't come from her. That comes from the outer space. Where do outer space come from? This is what I'm saying. When you start breaking things down to its very base things, everything comes from something. Where do you come from? What are you made of? Come on.
And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself,
right, after
his kind. And Yahweh saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day.
All right, come on, 14.
Verse 14. And Yahweh said, let there be lights in the firmament.
Let there be what?
Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens.
Of the heavens, come on.
To divide the day from the night.
Now check this out. We finna look up this word light. We just read about, from atoms to atoms. We finna talk about it. So look, we just looked up the word light where it was talking about Messiah. So if it was talking about Messiah and it was talking about lights, these lights should be totally different lights then, right? Because this talking about the stars of the heavens. Let's look up this word light in Genesis 1 and 14. Genesis 1:14. Look at the word light. Now check this out. This is dope. It says ma'or. You see the difference?
Whole different word.
You see that? This says ma'or. Ma'or. And it says light, luminary. It says the luminous bodies, the luminary, light. It says the element, the brightness, the cheerfulness. It says the bright light. So this talking about luminaries. We didn't get that same light when we looked in the first one, did we? No, we didn't. So you see two different types of light. Now, whenever it's talking about something that's actually physical, it's going to say that light, what we just read. But wherever it's talking about the light of the mind on which we came from, it gives you the first light that we read in Genesis 1 and 3. And that we read in First Corinthians 4 and 6. You see what I'm saying? So these are different lights here. So again, why is there different lights and it's all in the same Hebrew? So what is these lights talking about, and why is it's distinct in these things differently? So how we have to answer that. So we see when you get to this one and it start talking about the light that he made and the stars and the suns and moon also, this is totally different from the light of the world. Totally different lights. Now they got the same root word, but they're different lights.
Yeah, you put the mem in front of any word, it actually means from or of, you know what I'm saying? So it just basically being known that those lights come from the source, the real light.
Exactly.
Those lights in Genesis 1:14 come from the light when he said, let there be light in Genesis 1 and 1 or 1 and 3. That's also a chop at the Egyptologists who say, well, what was the light in verse 3 and then the lights in verse 14? What light was that? You understand? So that light is the source, is the Messiah. I am the light of the world. You know what I'm saying? The law being established. He's the walking light. You understand? The living, breathing instruction of the Most High God. What you have as luminaries come from that light, the original source. And a little understanding of Hebrew will show you that one is or, one is ma'or. When the mem is in front of anything, it means from or of. Like it's of that or from that, a byproduct of the original.
All right, so look, now look, Mally just said all that, right? So Christ is the source, right? The other lights are a byproduct of the source. What do that make you? Huh? What do that make you? If we a byproduct of everything else, what do that make you? Because man is not made yet. The physical body of man is not made yet. And look, check this out. The physical body of man is made from these very lights and stardust that he's talking about right now. And these are luminary lights that you consist of the same thing it consists of, which is hydrogen. Look, write this down, y'all, and look this up. Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, sodium, magnesium, gold, zinc, sulfur, and beryllium. All these things is what stars are made of. Why is all these things your body is made of too? Huh? This is scientifically proven. Everything that these lights we talking about that came from the source, your actual body is made of all these things. And without these things, you would die. Without iron and carbon, you would die. Without oxygen, you will suffocate. Huh? You will suffocate and die, which means spirit. For my smart people on there. Without gold, you know your brain need gold. Your cerebellum is made of gold. Without gold, you will be completely brain dead. Sodium, your body needs natural salt. Zinc, without zinc, that's what white people lack. They lack zinc. That's what make them crazy and make them want to eat meat so much. And make them very hostile and like they move in a wolf pack. You need zinc to keep a sane mind. Sulfur, white people have way more sulfur than us. That's why when they get wet, they smell like that. Because the sulfur mixed with ammonia that's already in their body. We don't have ammonia in our body. See that? So we even genetically made different from every other nation on planet Earth. And notice we come from the same direct particles that the sun is made from. And if you get into Hebrew, the sun is a byproduct, because suns and stars are the same thing, is a byproduct of the Messiah.
All things were created by him and for him.
Right? We don't come from Earth.
And without him was not anything made that was made.
Like it's easy work.
Basic scripture.
It's basic scripture. Y'all is making it hard. Y'all making this hard. Come on, let's keep it going. Where we at?
Verse 14, I'm gonna start it over.
Yeah.
And Yahweh said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
You see that? So these lights was made to serve us. Miss Eve, all praises, all praises. A lot of y'all been dropping stuff. We're trying to get through this lesson, but look, may the Most High bless y'all and the works of y'all hands, and thank you for the donations, family. Most definitely. Come on.
And it was so, verse 16. And Yahweh made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day,
which is the sun. Come on.
And the lesser light to rule the night.
And we are all byproducts of that, family. But look, we gonna get deeper because it's finna start directly connecting us to stars. Let's go to Genesis 11. Genesis 11. We're just gonna read a little bit of the 11. I don't need everything. We're gonna just Genesis 11. We're gonna start at 27, y'all. 27. And look, Abraham is from the land of Yor, light of Chaldees. Then you start looking up Chaldees, like all this stuff. Solomon, all praises, all praises. Look, when you start looking up all this stuff, right, you'll start seeing like, dang, we are literally not from earth. So why is we acting earthly like that? Why are we acting so fleshly? And when it says the first man was made earthy, and it was talking about Adam, yes, his physical parts was made from that, but was he on earth? No, he wasn't. He was a spiritual being in a glorified body. So yes, there's bodies celestial and bodies terrestrial. We get that. We get that and we understand that. But what is your physical genetic makeup made of? Okay, we just gonna call it Earth. What is Earth made from? Earth is made of all these things I just mentioned on this list too, which means Earth come from where? Isn't Earth outer space? Earth sitting on the ground somewhere? No, it's not. Huh? No, it's not. Come on. Genesis 11. We're gonna start at verse 7. Type in y'all nines once y'all get there. Like, look, we have to quit being so simple-minded, family. We be being super simple. It's actually kind of pathetic. Yeah, Cameron. Yeah, makes you think, don't it? You like, hold on. Yeah, Earth is out of space. Earth is a part of a whole galactic galaxy. Earth is not somewhere stationary sitting on the ground. There is no ground. It's space out there on every which of ways. Come on.
Genesis 11, verse 27.
Yeah.
Genesis 11, verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees.
You see that? So that's his nativity. It's where he was born and raised at. Let's look up the word Ur. Let's look up Ur.
You already heard it.
Yeah, you already heard it, but let's look it up anyway. Go on, look that. But one of y'all look that up real quick. Mine is almost 5%.
Here, I got you. Right.
Look up the land. Let's look up the land of Ur. We've been hearing this all day, y'all. All day. Abraham. We is Abraham's star seeds, right? Let's see what land he come from. All praises, y'all. I'm glad y'all get some understanding and some overstanding and some understanding. Just boy, you know how Satan be trying to attack the comment board. I ain't worried about me. I be worried about y'all get thrown off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all getting thrown off from the lesson.
I got that for you.
All right, come on, let's get it. We looking up Ur, y'all. Holler at the concordance. Write this stuff down. That way y'all can go through it and rewatch this and actually get some understanding. Ur of Chaldees. Yes, come on, let's look it up.
Ur, H2:18. It say flame.
Who? A what?
Flame.
A
city.
A what?
In southern. Hold on.
The
definition. The definition is flame, and it say a city in southern Babylonia, a city of Chaldeans, center of moon worship, home of Abraham's father, Terah, and departure point for Abraham's migration to Mesopotamia and Canaan.
Come on.
Strong's definition. Or the same as a place in Chaldea, also an Israelite.
Now look, now check this out. Now look up the root word to that. So it means flame, right? Check this out, y'all. What that say? Look that up.
The root word is Or. This is H2:17. Flame, light of fire.
A what?
Flame, light of fire.
See that? Light of fire. Come on.
Strong's definition. Uar, or from H215, flame.
From flame, it means light.
Hence, in the plural, the east as being region of light.
Region of what?
Region of light.
Region of light.
Mm.
So look, Abraham is from the city of light, y'all. Now let's look up Chaldees. Thomas, thank you for your generous offer, man. Thank you, man. We appreciate all y'all that's on this board and this, you know what I'm saying, that's donating. All praises. All praises.
Chaldees.
Most I bless the works of y'all hands,
The
family.
water. Chaldees.
Let's look. Now we see that or means light. You know what I'm saying? This is where Abram is from. Let's see what Chaldees is.
It's H3778.
Right?
Kasdi.
Kasdim.
A territory in lower Mesopotamia, bordering on the Persian Gulf.
Come on.
The inhabitants of Chaldea, living on the lower Euphrates and Tigris. Those persons considered the wisest in the land.
Hey, look, wait till you read this Strong's, though. Come on.
Strong definition. Kasdi, occasionally with eclectic. Kasdima, towards the Kasdites in Chaldea. Patronymically.
Let me see.
I think that's it.
It says, all right, it says Kasdites unto Chaldea. It says Portram, man, I ain't gonna read that. All right, look, let's get down right to it though. It says a Chaldean of a descendant. It says also astrologer, studiers of light. So look, we're gonna get into astrology and show the wicked side, and we're gonna get to astrophysics and show that the wise men that studied the stars were actually called astrologers. Not bowing to the stars, not worshiping the stars, but it was people that actually studied the heavens. We still got people now.
Abraham was able to look at the stars and see the weather for seasons to come.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna get into. And that's why he told him, and that's why he said, look, count the stars, because he was good. He's so good with the stars, he made that the promise. Count the stars, since you count them all the time anyway, count them, and them gonna be as your seeds. Because he was real deep into that. He was a wise man. That's why the wise men, if you actually look at the word wise men, it was called magi. Look at the word magi, it says astrologers. Now, not the ones that bowed to moon worship or none of that, but they always counted the signs and the stars and made sure the seasons was right. That's how the magi or the astrologers, the wise men, knew that Christ was born. They read that in Daniel and seen the prophecies and watched the signs in the heaven. And when they seen his star, they walked up and said, hey, look, where's the sun? We know he's born because we seen his star rise in the east. We just want to bow and worship him. And they brought him gifts, didn't they? And this all going back to that Melchizedek priest and these bodies of light, which we descend from, showing you that we are strangers and pilgrims to earth. Even our father, the physical land he's from is called the land of light, y'all. Like, come on, is we making these connections or not? All right, so it says also in astrology, and it says of a people and inhabitants of Chaldea. All right, that's cool with that.
Yeah, divine intelligence, man. You actually come from a people that's divinely intelligent. Now, what you do with it is going to determine whether you're a righteous or a wicked man. The original order for the lights and the luminaries in Genesis 1 and 14, if we had read down to 18, would have told you that they were given for signs and signals. You feel me? And seasons, which means appointments. You understand? So you having knowledge of the stars and how they move or whatever doesn't make you evil. Now, do people use that knowledge and pervert it and work wickedness? Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Saying based on this sign, I'm going to have this kind of day.
Yeah. It's the same thing with
I'm a Gemini.
Just because you got a gun don't make you evil. It's what you do with it.
Yeah.
If you protect your family, then you're righteous. If you use the shed innocent blood, you're evil. So it's the same thing. We got to stop being so damn simple, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's how everything's spooky today, but then when you go back to the basics of what it is, you like, man, that's true.
And look,
what are we doing?
And let's keep it 1,000.
What are we doing?
And let's keep it 1,000. The way the celestial bodies are in line have an effect on your body. You're made from the same components as them. Now, do I believe in zodiacs? Hell no. But do I believe that you are influenced by the higher worlds? Yes, you are. In that case, the moon would not govern the waves of the ocean. This is just what it is. You are made of water. If the moon, a full moon, actually brings in the tides of the ocean, look it up. If you're made of 88% water, that means if it's a full moon, people get to tripping. Look at the statistics.
Man,
look it up.
You get horny when it's a full moon.
Let's keep it real.
You're like, that must be a full moon outside. So everybody, you feel like making love.
Yeah.
We always say howling at the moon.
Yeah, howling at the moon.
I bet it's something about that moon, huh?
Look,
it's energy that falls that
exactly.
off that moon. You know?
So look, so that's why the next lesson is called Cosmic Secrets. We're gonna get into that. Because look, when a full moon is out, like he said, you either getting horny. All the females' periods are governed monthly by the moon.
Yeah.
Huh? You see a lot of freaky stuff start happening when it's a full moon out, when the sun is out, when it's super hot out, niggas got attitudes, the murder rate go up. Huh? All this is
you're influenced by these unseen
you
forces.
Influence, right? Whether you want to admit it or not. Now, is we falling victim and bowing to the sun and the moon and the stars?
Hell to the no.
No. But are we going on the record as saying that you influenced by them? Yes, you are. And we see when you read the scriptures, our people was too. So there's a difference between worshiping astrology and being an astrologer.
Yeah, having a knowledge of the heavens. I mean, look at that. That's something we've lost. We were farmers back in the day. You had to know when to harvest, when to plant, when to harvest, when to reap. So you had to have knowledge of the Most High's calendar. Not the calendar that man got up, but his calendar, the heavens. Because that's what they was given to you for. You feel me? So yeah, I know some people like I always thought it was evil. It's what the folks are doing with it is evil.
Yeah.
Not your knowledge of it. You feel me? If we were stranded in the middle of the ocean somewhere and all you had was the celestial bodies to understand what season you was in, you feel me? I guess everybody would be evil then.
Yeah.
Huh? You wouldn't be looking at the sky. Oh man, can't look at the sky.
Yeah.
I'm a stargazer. That's not what that's going into. It's going to those that worship the celestial bodies, man. And they make gods about them. They make feasts. They make ceremonies. You understand? Superstition and all that extra. So understand the line, know what you can and can't do. It's all go down to. But in its basic understanding and pure principle, it is what it is. Stop being scared.
Yeah.
Just level up, man. Stay righteous.
JJJ said, bring clarity to Jeremiah 10:2. It says, be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven, meaning don't be afraid of them. Like he was talking about, oh my God, my house is in Aquarius and I'm a Cancer and I'm in the third house right now. My day is gonna be bad. Or oh my God, it's a comet falling, run and duck and hide for shelter. He said the heathens do that. Yeah. The heathens worship astrology. But is it truth to what they're saying? Yes, it is. But is they worshiping that and do that? Is that supposed to dictate your life? Yeah. No, it don't. But the signs in the heaven being positioned a certain way do influence you. That's why when they seen that star on the east, they knew that the Messiah was born. Same thing with Abraham. We finna read it though. Yeah. But no, we don't bow and worship the creation. We worship the creator.
Yeah, just stop being superstitious. Yeah. You feel me? Which is nothing but a Christian form of witchcraft. That's why a lot of the extra is not needed. Yeah. Stick to it in its basic form. Exactly. Man. And then you can relax at that point. You feel me? You shouldn't be out here playing with Ouija boards and going crazy on which house the Aquarius. Later for all that. You feel me? In its basic form, you all good because that's what it was giving for.
Right. Dang, man. So you telling me, man, me being a Sagittarius, I ain't supposed to be with a Leo, man?
Yeah, all that extra.
One more question and we're going to get back to the scripture. Is sun gazing a sin? Staring at the sun, I do that every morning. It charges your eye settings and the neuromelanins inside your optic lobe, and it actually decalcify your pineal gland. Sun gazing is actually tied to demon worshiping, but staring at the sun to open your pineal gland is not a sin. Again, it's the word play on things and it's the intentions. What are you opening your pineal gland for? You open it to allow Satan in, that what they talk about
to be the groovy guru,
or you open
or is you groovy guru all of a sudden,
or is you the groovy
he just appear around here somewhere.
Nothing wrong with sunbathing either. I actually do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So these are things, and look, this is healthy for you. Look, y'all, the same thing the sun is created out of, y'all are made out of. Y'all need the sun. Without the black people, Israelites need the sun at least 2 hours of the day. Otherwise, y'all get depressed, lack of vitamin D, lack of vitamin C. Your calcium is not made hard because calcium comes from the sea, but the sun actually hardens the calcium and put it on your bones. We need the sun. Just like we need SON, we need SUN. See what I'm saying? But look, I don't want to get too far off this teaching. We going into that. We going into that in the cosmic secrets on my next lesson. Let's stick with this lesson. We'll get to all them questions on the next one. Yeah, no superstitious stuff. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't in the scripture, we don't do it. All right, come on, let's get it. Ready?
I was
on Mally. All right, we in this Genesis 11. We reading that out, and then we're gonna go into 12.
We'll start back at verse 27.
Yeah, verse 27 again.
Genesis 11, verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the father of Iscah. Sarai was barren. She had no child. And Terah took Abram his son and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai's daughter-in-law his son Abram's wife. They went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees.
Now, peep what it's saying. So, if you actually break Abram's name down and where he's from, it's actually the exalted father from light who studied the stars. The exalted father from the light who studied the stars. That's what it means if you break down his name and where he's from. The exalted father from light who studied the stars, who studied the light. Now, PP leaving from the city called light, but the light never left him. Showing you it was only named that because he was there in the first place. See what I'm saying? So it's let you know that the celestial bodies and our bodies are governed and move the same because it's all governed by that true source, that true light, which is the Messiah. Come on.
To go into the land of Canaan, and they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran.
All right, so from there, I want to get I don't even need to do 12. That's for my next lesson. Let's get Genesis 14, 13 to 24. JJJ, all praise, man. May the Most High bless your hands. May the Most High bless your hands. See why? Now y'all getting it. Y'all just be having to give bros time to put the lesson together. Y'all heard one off thing that y'all done heard from Babylon. Y'all be like, these niggas is going off. Look, listen, sit down, be patient, and listen to the lesson.
Yeah, the keys to any mysteries, for y'all that don't know, the keys to any mysteries in the scripture is simply looking up the definitions of the people and places in the Hebrew, and you'll start putting it all together, blow your mind.
Mind blowing.
You'll be like, dang, that mean that too, that mean that, and then you start looking at it from a whole different perspective. Not saying what you're reading on surface level is wrong, but there's so many levels to the Torah, man. It's so many of them. You'll constantly be learning forever. Feel me? So thank the Most High for that. He didn't give you just a surface level book that you get bored with.
Right.
You constantly got to dive into it. And once you get into the language, then you get into the numbers, and you get into even a lot of the science, man. There's a website called quantumtorah.com. Y'all should check that out. www.quantumtorah.com. And a lot of the science or the knowledge that you're hearing coming out of brothers' mouths over this platform, if you start researching it, a lot of modern day science is actually vouching for what's been in the Bible this whole time.
They finally starting to say, dang, the Bible is the source.
Yeah, quantumtorah.com.
And what's crazy is, man, Big Bro been on that before we even knew about the website. You know what I'm saying? Just studying diligently. And he had dropped so many jewels on you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so science is, go look that up though. Science is now backing up everything the Bible says now. They backing it up about how we made from the celestial, like all of it. They backing it up. And once you get into this periodic table though, it is mind blowing. Mind blowing. You be walking around and you'll realize when he said, yeah, didn't I say you were gods, but you're gonna die like men? You be like, we really gods in the flesh, man. We really are, but we gonna die like men, fall like the princes because we sinful. We act too earthly when we don't even come from here. It's not even our home. We're strangers and pilgrims here, but we acting like the ones that's from her. Yeah, look that up, y'all. He put it on there. Look it up. It's going to show you that science linking to everything in the Bible, man. Everything in the Bible, the science is now confirming on themselves like, dang, the Bible was right. Dang, it was a flood. Dang, this did happen. Dang, the temple is shaped like man. Dang, the precious metals in the Bible do rep. You know what I'm saying? And we finna get into these metals. We finna get into all of that probably in the next lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a couple more things to go through, and we'll break down the science in the next lesson, but I'm laying all the groundwork today. All right, let's get it. We're going to do Genesis 14, 13 to 24. Type in 9 when y'all get there. Genesis 14, 13 to 24. Let me see y'all 9s. The different dimensions, spiritual and physical, of understanding the Torah. Yeah, most definitely. It's many layers. We're fifth dimensional beings. We just in a 3-dimensional space right now because Adam and Eve sinned. So that's why we stuck in these 3-dimensional bodies, these meat suits. But we beyond this. We way bigger than our bodies, man. That's why it says we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. We are already connected to our etheric bodies. We just need to inhabit it. But remember, we need a body to express consciousness.
Damn.
To play God, playing with law. Yes, they is.
I might have one.
You want to go check real quick? We hold it down. I think, man, go look upstairs and right on that counter and look in the plug. I think there's one actually in that plug. All right, we're getting it. We in Genesis 14. We're going to read verses 13 to 24.
Book of Genesis, chapter 14. Genesis, chapter 14, verse 13. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew, where he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner. And these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus, and brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people.
Come on.
The king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Kedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him at the valley of Savah, which is the king's dale.
Right.
And Melchizedek,
And who?
Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High Yah.
You see that? He was a priest of the Most High Yah. But we see even back then, the Melchizedek order was still in earth, and Abram from the land of Ur, Chaldees, was after this very order and had to break bread with this priest, showing you he was a part of this priesthood. And you are seeds that come from Abram's loin, which means you are part of this very selected priesthood too, which from the beginning of the earth came from the cosmos. Now, who was this Melchizedek priest? Huh? Who was it? Who was this Melchizedek priest at this time? It was Shem. You see what I'm saying? So even go back before him. Like, we've been connected to this source. If you actually trace back our forefathers, it goes back to the stars. If you trace us back, it goes back to the stars, y'all. It goes back to the cosmos. It's not going to come back to something that was on earth. It's not. It's not. I know some people want to be earthly and want to be physical and don't want to be a god and just want to be minute and be regular and all of that. But I'm not, so I'm not going to act like I am. I know where I come from. I know my potential. And I know that the stars in heaven was made to serve me. I know that the angels in heaven was made to serve me. So all I got to do is keep commandments and the faith of God. And all this is ours. I'm going to do that. What's wrong with that? Like, why are we not taking our heritage and claiming it? Y'all giving it away to everybody. Huh?
Who don't claim they shit? We want to be part of Greek fraternity.
Yeah, you want to do all that. Why don't you look? We're from the heavens. That is dope to me. That's some good stuff. Yeah, where you from? From the heavens. Huh? Hey, where you from? Oh man, I'm from around the corner off of Austin and 40 block. What? Yeah, I'm from St. Louis.
Doesn't have the same ring.
Yeah, where you from? I'm from St. Louis. Yeah, I'm a St. Louisan, Missourian native. No, I'm from Hashemayim, the heavens. Huh? My house is amongst the stars. And I'm going back. I just came here to wake a couple of my people up.
Came here to wage war against the forces of darkness.
That's it. That's what I'm here for. I'm a biological weapon of God. We came from the heavens. We came to wake our people up, shoot down evil, and go back home. We're on a secret black ops mission.
Straight
up. We on a secret black ops. Special ops. We come to bring Satan's kingdom down and go back home. That's it. Why y'all afraid of that? Y'all so scared of that. Yeah, we Hebrews passing through. Come on.
Genesis 14, verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of El Elyon. And he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram."
So look, being after this Melchizedek order, notice you get blessings and you always break bread and you eat. This is called the exchanging of the priesthood. Whenever they break bread and you bless them, you pass it down. The same thing the Messiah did when he ate and he gave and they drunk of the blood and ate of, he was passing. It's not passing the priesthood down, it's just shedding people and initiating them in. It's a priesthood. You have to be initiated inside the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Teach them your origins. You know you're from the land of Ur. You know your descendant. Your descendants from the light. Let's break bread. Let's eat. Let's talk. Break bread with you. Clean your feet. Let's break bread. I'm gonna feed you. You give me mine. I give you yours. You gonna all right, now go teach this doctrine. What y'all think Abraham was doing when he was traveling? Y'all think he was just literally traveling city to city and setting up altars? Man, he was traveling teaching the Melchizedek order. How you think he came out of Egypt so rich? Huh? He was going around breaking bread and establishing the order and then setting up altars. Where do you think all the Kemetic science come from? That is Hebrew science. All the fire languages and them heavy into the star constellations and them heavy into astrology. Abraham taught them that. They just used it and made it wicked. Huh? So everybody want to go back to Kemet for the science? No, go back to the Bible. Abraham knew all of that. How you think they got it? Abraham, look, Egypt wasn't even a thriving civilization until Abraham touched down in that deal. Then when he left, they had sprung up in technology or whatsoever. Huh? Abraham was communicating with the stars, man. He was communicating with the one that's sitting on high, and he had a lot of ancient technology, and he went around and he taught them. And so for that, the whole world blessed him with all these riches, man. Y'all see what's really going on, and that's another one we're going over. It's called the enlightened path of the high priest, showing when the Messiah walked and they taught, they was teaching technology, the ways of how to activate your etheric body. Abraham taught the same thing. All of this comes from the cosmos. All this comes from the one who sits on the throne. All of this comes from the light that you was made after. That's all we saying, and we proving it. And in the next lesson, we're gonna prove it with the science. So look, Abraham just wasn't out just, walking through countries looking for the promised land. He was teaching on the way there, setting up other Melchizedek schools. He was setting up Melchizedek institutions. That's why all knowledge, notice when Abraham left out of Mesopotamia and started traveling, all types of schools and knowledge started popping up everywhere. Everywhere. And they started leaning to their own understanding. So yeah, you want to study Kemet for the science, come back to these Melchizedek teachings. That's where they got it from. Come on, Up.
And he blessed them and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High Yah, possessor of heaven and earth."
Possessor of heaven and earth. Who don't want to be after that order? Possessor of heaven and earth. My pops own heaven and earth, and I got a heritage in it. Come on.
And blessed be El Elyon, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand.
Right.
And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, "Give me the persons and take the goods to thyself." And Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I have lifted up my hand unto Yod-Wahe, El Elyon, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I would not take from a thread even to a shoelace, and that I would not take anything that is thine, as thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich."
You see that? Abraham like, look, you ain't finna be able to say I came up off you.
Right, exactly.
He like, look, I came up off Yod-Wahe. Yeah. And you ain't finna be able to say I came up off you. Yeah. That's how we supposed to be. Come on.
Yeah. Last verse. "Save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Ner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their portion."
All right, so we're going to read this chapter 15. We're going to get in this whole chapter, and we're going to break down the stages of creation, and then I'm going to say the rest for the next lesson, because we got to get into the science, and that's where it gets real deep. We're going to talk about the star constellations, all of that. So we finna lay this down. We're going to get into Genesis 15, and we'll let you get that, and then we're going to talk about Isaiah 43, and we'll get into the stars, and the Messiah being born, and Abraham getting born, and then we'll leave off at that. Y'all got some understanding so far? Type in some sevens. Let me get some sevens for some understanding. Right, ignore these demons, y'all. Let me get some sevens for y'all understanding. Y'all understand? If y'all understand, overstand, and understand, type y'all sevens in before we keep going. All right, we good. All right, we're gonna do Genesis 15. Type in y'all nines once y'all there.
It should be right there.
Right, she's right there. Joseph White.
El Jose Blanco.
What's up, Blanco?
El Jose Blanco.
Jose Blanco.
Let's get it.
Genesis chapter 15, verse 1. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward.
Come on.
And Abram said, Lord, Yahweh, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus? And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir.
You see that? Because you can't pass the priesthood down to a heathen. You know what I'm saying? This has to be passed through bloodline.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, I'm gonna give you a seed that come from you can initiate and bring him into this priesthood. Like, this is a real priesthood, y'all, and it's so distinctive and it's so select. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fit the cut. You see, it's even bros out here that's in her that ain't even doing the work of the priest of the Most High, or doing the work of the priest after the order of Melchizedek. So even though they Hebrew Israelites, they not priests. Just like the order of Aaron and Moses. Moses couldn't go behind the veil. That was only Aaron and his sons that can go behind the veil inside the temple. You see what I'm saying? This even is set up amongst us. Even though he ordained us to be ministers and ordained us to be priests after his order, everybody ain't got it in them. You see how many people that's not doing the work? How many people that's falling back? Huh? But see how many people got things to say and they ain't even doing the work. You see what I'm saying? Come on.
Verse 5. And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. What? Look now toward heaven and tell the stars.
Look now towards heaven and tell the stars, because he already knew. He like, look, Abram, man, he dope with the stars. You remember his name, Abram, exalted father from the land of light, who studied the light, who studied the stars. So he gave him something to look at. Look at. If you can look in what?
Now look now toward heaven and tell the stars.
So tell means count. You look at that word tell, it means count or to observe. So he said, look and observe and count the stars. Come on.
If thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be.
You see that? Now, my question is this. He did it with the sand too. And the sand comes from the stars. Why didn't he pick something else like the grass? There's a lot of grass out there. Why he picked the numbers on his head? Why did he actually relate his seeds to the stars? He could have did that to a lot of things. It's a lot of grass, little individual grass pieces on the grass. He could have said that. Huh? He could have went to the rocks. There's a lot of rocks around here. He could have counted the dirt balls. But why did he say stars, though? And why did he connect it to his seeds? What is the connection here? What is the metaphysical meaning of this? It's what I'm talking about. It's what we need to get into. Because he could have said everything else, but he didn't. Come on.
Verse 6. And he believed in the Lord.
And he what?
And he believed in the Lord. And he counted it to him for righteousness.
Ooh, and he counted to him as righteousness. This is before he got snipped.
Right.
And everything. This is before, with no fringes in play. Fringes was made in numbers.
Yeah.
So this is before fringes. This is before he got snipped.
Baptism.
What order was he after? And we see he's setting up altars everywhere in the previous chapters. And he going around teaching the order, setting up Melchizedek schools and institutions. What's going on here? This is the enlightened path to the high priest. The one that comes from above, that's crossing over, that's connected directly to the power. Pilgrims and strangers of earth. See that? Come on.
Verse 7. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of Chaldea to give thee this land.
Ooh, you see that?
Inherit it.
I done brought you out of the land of light, the study of stars, to give you a land, to inherit, because you believe. I told you to do something, you did it. And then we see his initiation. He got initiated. Broke bread with Shem, which was the king after the order of Melchizedek at the time. Broke bread with him. Got blessed. You see that? Huh? This sound like a star child to me. Sound like a star child to me. Come on.
And he said, Lord Elohim, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, take me a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst.
You see that? So he divided in the midst. So this is a ritual he's doing to solidify the promise. Notice blood had to be spilled. Have you ever heard of blood brothers, which is some demonic stuff? Where do you think they get that from? Well, blood have to be shed because the blood is the actual DNA, and that's where the spirit flows through. The oxygen in the blood. Iron carry oxygen throughout the blood. So the ruach moves throughout your bloodstream and supply oxygen to your lungs. And it works how you breathe it in. But we're gonna get into the next lesson because look, stars do the same thing to live and survive, and plants do too. You see that? So it gets deep, y'all. Come on.
And laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him.
You see that? So he like, look, with these promises, gonna come some struggles. A vision finna come with it. Cause look, he like, look, I got you, you faithful, but your star sees not. Your star sees just like the other stars. They leave their constellations in the heaven. I gotta judge them. Same as these 7 stars that fell from the heavens that he gotta judge. You see that? Come on.
Verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
You see that? We are star seeds getting afflicted by earthly people. Ain't that crazy? All because you steady sinning. You don't want to keep the commandments. You come from above, but you've been restrained by those that are on earth. Come on.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
Come on.
And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces.
You see that? So we see just like when Moses was on the mountain, he seen that burning fire. So this smoke. Now, if you start looking up these same words that's inside smoke and burning, and you match them to the same thing on the light, it's the same exact definition, showing you that there was the Messiah that solidified the covenant and the promise that he made. Just look them up. It's gonna be the same thing, smoking and burning. The same exact definition, showing you was there. Come on.
Verse 18. In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram.
Made a what?
He made a covenant with Abram.
You see that? Whenever you see that smoke, and that timber, whenever you see that, a covenant follows it, showing you that there was that angel, that Messiah. Come on.
A covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Cadmonites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Rephaim and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Girgashites and the Jebusites.
We can stop that right here. So look, I just want to hear one more scripture for y'all. Break this down real quick, and then we'll do part 2 in a couple more days. Isaiah 43. Isaiah 43.
Let me just John 8 about me not being of this world real quick. John 8, we got past that. John 8, 23 and 24, Messiah. And he said unto them, ye are from beneath. I am from above.
Right.
Ye are of this world. I am not of this world. I said therefore unto you that ye shall die in your sins.
You said what?
Die in your sins. For if ye believe not that I am he, ye shall die in your sin.
You see that? We a part of him, and he from above, which means we from what? Above. It's simple. And look, we supposed to have above thinking, y'all. We supposed to be thinking like we from the cosmos, not this lower thinking.
Yeah, every time you think like that, you feel me? You actually saying that you're not from above.
Yeah.
You're from beneath.
Yeah.
And it's a death sentence thinking in your carnal mindset.
Yes, it is.
The death sentence. You feel me? It's life, liberty, and justice. You feel me? Operating in the fruits of the spirit.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
So y'all make sure y'all write this down too where we finna go next, because I'm bringing this right back up when we go into the second lesson in a couple days. Most High willing, if He allowed to be breath in my body. We're gonna do Isaiah 43.
Say if I haven't transitioned by then.
If I haven't gone back to the start.
We ain't doing about the long home either, man. The long home.
You wanna do that too?
Yeah, let's do that. Do that before we do Isaiah 43.
All right, let's go and do that.
This right here is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Further proof that we from above. Our origin is of the heavens. You understand? Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw not, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish.
You see that? So it sounds like a lot of death going on. The mill stopping, the workers stopping, the music has been brought low. Come on.
And the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home.
Goeth to his long home. Huh? What is his long home? He go back to which he came. Go to his long home.
And mourners go about the streets, or ever the silver cord be loosed.
You see that? That silver cord is what connects your cerebral cortex to your spinal cord. Whenever that breaks, you die, because you actually disconnect yourself from your body. And all death is when the body, the spirit, and the soul separate itself from each other. Do that means you no longer exist? No, that don't. That means you go back to which you came.
Your long home.
Your long home.
Or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken.
The golden bowl be broken. When you get into that bowl, you can actually talk about the bottom of the pit of your stomach. When it breaks up, most people that die, they release and they actually boo-boo on themselves. Or you have this same bowl that's called the thymus inside of your actual brain.
21 grams.
And look, and the crazy part is when you die and this bowl be broken, you actually lose weight. You can judge and see that the conscious or the soul actually weighs. Scientists can now weigh the spirit, weigh the soul when it leaves.
21 grams.
21 grams.
Or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it.
So the spirit goes back to the heavens.
His long home.
His long home. You are from the heavens, family. That was the whole lesson. Molly just spoiled it, but we'll do the science later, I guess. But yeah, see, so knowing that we are Abraham's star seeds and we start from the stars and we come into this existence, once we get into this next lesson and we start matching up and we get into this periodic table and get into that Hebrew and these numbers on the board, man, it is mind blowing. You are straight from Melchizedek and you are part of Melchizedek order. So let's go through these stages of creation. These stages of creation, and we'll get up out of here. Isaiah 43:7. I'll do the birth of the Messiah and the stars later.
You got that, Azariah?
Yeah, I got it.
Azariah Amos.
Well, since he gonna do that, would you just break down the names when we get the call? Break down call. All right, let's get it. So we go to Isaiah chapter 43, verse 7, family. Type in y'all ones. Yeah, you can actually weigh that soul. Type in y'all nines. I mean, not ones. I'm talking about Type in y'all nines. We never die. We only lose our meat suits. That's right, Queen. We only lose the meat suits. That's all. We hanging them back up. It goes back to the dirt. Good looking, Lamar. Look, I said forgive me, y'all nines, not ones. Not to y'all shalom, not to y'all.
She bro.
Yeah, nines, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about with the ones. But ones do mean firstly, a card, numero uno, most high. All the numbers have some type of significance for me. But that nine is that truth. And we're gonna get into that. Because check this out. When you really get into the sun and the sun is 864,000 miles from Earth. You divide that by 2,000 and get its common denominator. Tell me why it equals 432. Ooh, 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9, which is back to true. And then if you actually look on the spectrum, I'm going to show y'all this next time. In order for reality to become physical, it has to be into 432 hertz to hertz. That's when things become physical. Hertz at 432. And that equals 9 as well. And it takes 9 months for a woman to actually fully give birth to a baby. It's 90 days for each solar cycle to change the seasons. Everything is in 9 because everything is founded and built upon 9, and 9 equal the truth, which is the Messiah.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
It's gonna be deep, man.
Put the numbers on the board, and Hebrew and all that. We get into it.
And if any of y'all can show me and bruh how to use the computer and let y'all see whatever we see on the screen, please hit us up and let us know. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get some Googling on, but I ain't found it yet. But I'm trying to be able to show y'all a presentation, and whatever I type on my screen, all y'all need to see it. If y'all know how to do that, one of y'all bros reach out to us, man, and walk us through that or whatever. All right. 444, 444. I'll do this and then we get back to this lesson, finishes off. 4 represents dialect, the door. So like whenever you see a double number or triple number like that, it's going for each of your bodies. That just means a doorway is going to be open for you when you start getting into them numbers and matching it up to the Hebrew. Now, if you go to like us, don't wicked people, they tell you something else. But 4 represents the doorway. So just take it from there. 4 represents dialect, which means door. And then you start getting into numbers where people see 11 a lot, see 44 a lot, see 22 a lot. You know what I'm saying? All these are numbers that's scaring me. 444. Yeah. I see 711 a lot. These are numbers that's awakening your consciousness, though. All right, let's get it. Isaiah 43 and 7. They all got their nines. Let's get it.
Even everyone that is called by my name.
Everyone that is called. That's the first step into all creation. You have to think it, call it.
So you gotta call it down.
Everything starts with a thought, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone is called by my name. Go ahead, out.
For I have created.
Ooh. Then you start creating.
That's
what you think about. You think about it. You call it. The next step is creating it. Coming with a blueprint or something.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Plans for it. Come on, Hebrew.
I have created him for my glory.
Ooh.
Right.
Hold on. So now you realize the reason why you were created. You was created to glorify the Most High, or to be the glory of the Most High.
Yeah.
And when you get into that word glory, it tells you splendor and light. You was created to shine upon this world, shine out of this darkness. Kabod, to shine up out of this darkness. See that? Come on.
I have formed him.
Who? I have what?
I have formed him.
I have formed him. Mm-hmm. So you see, if you start getting into these Hebrew words, it's going to start showing you where it come from. You got Azalut, right? Then you got Bara. Then you got Yitzra. And then what?
Go ahead, out.
Yea, I have made him.
Then you got made. So look, it start off as a thought. It's in the absolute world. It's pure energy. This is where anything is capable of. You can't think of nothing that's not already thought of in this world. Now you have to bring it down and create it. Once you create it, that means you start putting this into action. This is the bara. Then from that is Yitzra. It start forming it. Now you using and you forming the same thing he did with Adam. But notice, Adam was created from the thought first. Then he was called, thought of, then he was made before he even started creating him from the earth. He was already made before his body got started getting created from the earth. And remember, he had a glorified body, y'all. He didn't get coats of skin till Genesis 3 and 21. Then he kicked him out of the garden and put him on earth. So for those that want to run at 1 Corinthians 15, what was he before that? So notice, first it's called, Azalut. Then it is created, bara. Now it's Yitzhak, formation. Then it's made, which is Asiya or Asia, Asiya, which means to manifest, the final product. You see that? That is the levels and stages of creation. Your body went through the same thing Adam went through. My question is this, and we'll answer it on the next lesson. If your body went through them same stages, first you was called, then you were created. What was your created stage at? Is that the preordained, the predestined? Was that you known before the foundation of the world? Huh? Then all of a sudden the formation took place. This talking about the physical body. But when you was created, where was that at and how long that's been? And where are you from? We're not from Earth, family. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Make sure y'all look that up and look it up in the Hebrew. And since we know this type of knowledge now, and since we have a clue of what's going on here, why are we acting fleshly? Why are we acting lowly? Why are we thinking why lower member? Why are we thinking why animalistic nature? Why are we in bed with sin and not fighting against it? Because we have a higher order, and this higher order actually holds you to a higher standard. You see that? Do you see that? So all praise. Yeah, John 1:1. Look, it's so many scriptures that we can get to show that we are star seeds. We are star people. We are made of the exact components and the exact properties that stars are made of. We come from the heavens. Is that just Shem's lineage? Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. Once you get into it, but then even that breaks off. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get into Noah, and Noah had his sons, he only chose a select group of people. You see that? We didn't even start getting into naming nations like that until after Noah and his sons got off the boat. See that? Before then, everybody was just Hebrew.
Yeah, the knowledge has been entrusted to the direct line going all the way back to Adam. Adam's self, Noah, Shem. Of course, Enoch. How can I forget?
He the one that taught us all of it.
How can I even forget? You know what I'm saying? The initiate.
Yeah, the initiate.
But you notice that's the chosen line. If you go back to Adam, and then look, they had many sons, many daughters, and all that. But there's always been a chosen.
Yeah.
To hold these keys, to hold these mysteries.
Yeah.
All the way down to where we at today.
And they show you where they walked at. And that's why we're going over the enlightened path of the high priest. It's a path that they took. And when you actually take all their names in Hebrew, it says a message. When you take all the names after the order of Melchizedek, it says a message. It's a whole message for you in there. And this very message is encoded inside your DNA. And y'all telling me that this is made up? Stop it. Like, we from the stars, man. You can go back to everybody that's a part of this chosen bloodline. And once you go back to the common denominator, it's going to all equal back to the heavens. That's where we from.
Yeah, which means you're God's blood.
Yeah, we are.
You're God's family.
We are.
You feel me? Like, take it, even if that's too much for you to swallow. He's like, when you actually say you're a child of God, you actually saying you're part of his family.
You really are.
Like, you straight descend from God.
From himself. He said it in First John 3.
That's what they go into. Not deeper than just what the churches tell you. I'm a child of God. It's loosely said that they don't nobody really know what it is or what they're saying. You're actually saying that you are a descendant of God. That's what you're saying. God has no beginning, has no end.
Which means you don't either.
Always was, always will be. You understand? And that's why when you read 1 John 3, it say we shall be like him when we see him, but it does not appear yet what we shall be.
What do that mean?
That's why you look at us now, you be like, oh, y'all just some niggas reading the Bible. Y'all ain't no threat. Yeah, I hear you. The day is coming to where we gonna be adopted
in our glorified
back to who we were.
What?
You feel me? We done failed from whence we came, we going back to where we from. You feel me? And then we gonna rule this.
Yeah.
We're gonna rule this. I have not seen, have not heard, nor have the mind conceived what the Most High has in store for those that wait on him and that love him. Yeah. You feel me? You can't even imagine it. Man.
Yeah. So you hear what Big Bruh saying though? So look, when we say we children of the Most High, we don't mean we are the world, we are the people type. No. We talking about Israel. Talking about Israel. We have his blood. We have the very chemical makeups that he is made of, and we have a lot of his intellectual spiritual gifts. Don't nobody else other than the Israelites got that. Don't nobody. And we're going to break that down.
Your name is Israelite.
Yeah, Israelite.
Israelite. You feel me? Israelite. You're elite status, man. There's many people in the army, but everybody's not special ops.
No, they're not.
You feel me? There's many people in the Navy, but everybody's not a SEAL, a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's what that's going into. You feel me? They're the keys and the knowledge is heard. It's been heard. You feel me? It's now it's just time to level up, man. It's simple.
That's it.
It's simple.
So look, with that being said, all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua Barakatah. Hallelujah. May the Most High bless y'all. We love y'all indeed and in truth. Thank everybody for their donations. May the Most High bless the works of y'all hands. And we is, the barber shop tonight.
Yeah,
we got a brother that's in. He's getting baptized tomorrow. We're gonna try to get that going live too. So we're gonna have 2 separate lives tomorrow too, because we're gonna do the Shabbat class, of course. But we're gonna be dunking a couple of brothers. You know what I'm saying? Early in the morning. So if y'all up early in the morning, catch the live. We is doing baptisms. And man, look, we love y'all. Stay focused out there. And look, we've been held to a high standard, man. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. And House of Zion Homeschool, donate. Make sure y'all donate.
The House of Zion Homeschool, I done posted the link several times, but it's also in the description box as well. We're getting our short letters about these schools, man. I'm about to go hard, beyond hard. So shout out to Lakeisha Davis as well. The sister's very headstrong when it comes to getting things done.
Get her.
And that sister does not sleep.
No, she. I really don't think she do.
She do not sleep. She go beyond hard. If she in her mind, she call it creative form and it makes.
Yeah.
And what we just read in Isaiah 43.
You need to be doing the same thing
that
too.
Sister actually is a living example.
She make it happen.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody get it cracking.
She gonna get it cracking, boy. I'm telling you.
And look, ain't taking no for an answer. You're like that. You called me 20 times today. What was that? It's all good.
Yeah, Keish don't be bored.
Much love to that sister, man. Most I bless her. And bless everybody, man. Right on for y'all generous offerings, donations, man. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Yekai HaMelech, long live the king.
Long live the king.
Barbershop, chop shop in a few hours. We probably get a little bit of rest, put a few notes together, and we right back at it, man. That's what we do, man. Strap it back up.
Hey, before we get off, long live the king. Before we love you too, Keish, and dating the truth. Before we get off this live feed, if y'all got some understanding, some overstanding, and some understanding, type in some sevens. And another week out in the online Melchizedek Mystery Arts Institution will be live. Well, I've been getting a lot of people putting on their deposit down. If y'all ready to put y'all deposit down now, let me know, and I will post the deposit link inside the description bar. We got a couple people in, so get in where you fit in, family. Everybody already rushing, so get in where you fit in. I'm gonna type that down too. All right, all praises. Love y'all dealing the truth. Shalom.
Shalom.
Most I will see y'all on Shabbat night. Shalom.
Yo.